3, 2, 1.
Welcome everyone and all.
It's time. Your favorite host.
24/7. With all your favorite music for you.
This style is hot. Stay tuned.
The best radio.
News on your number one station.
Weekend. Let the good vibes take over. Only on your favorite station.
With your favorite station. Digital and on your smartphone. Your radio is hot. The music is hot. This dial is hot. Stay tuned.
Best radio.
News on your number one station.
It's the weekend. Let the good vibes take over. Only on your favorite station.
With your favorite station. Digital and on your smartphone. Your radio is hot.
What trying to jump on the other fucking entertainment review. And then it's over to some entertainment. I've been another entertainment review. Listening up on the front and I see entertainment. Entertainment
Akwaba Mamwaha Entertainment Review Mikhail say ya cap fan for da me wie ya transe ye ba be din kon ye ba be hene course art ni entertainment mo ye fra me Kwasi Aboagye me nam di dwumadie ho chiame me mpamfo nso atranse ewie omo kame ho omo ba be boa adwenkyere e won koma hodo a beto dwa na ewie yi ya pese ya tisa nkomo afi honom se ne ekọ ensema aka no so ene se eye socialite ene actress abaywa yoraba e frɛ no eye efia odo bem say nrechi ya dwumedie bi kɔ so ɛwɔ nkran hanom saying nyumtuni Kwasi Arthur and now we an album listening Son of Jacob na abayo ko eyesa dwumedie asibi na tade a wo hye wo de ko ye dwumedie ase ba be ye nkomodie bebre wo ko social media so a ene amanfo cheche o madwen pa ebi bebre no ma kyerɛ o madwen adwenkyire ni bi obi se efia wodo Miyem Krashimi, better than bad. Bakonsi said, did your mother see you in this dress when coming out? I won't let my sister do this. Is now saying if your daughter is sexy in the same dress. And Bakonsi see, you all should stop talking about Ifyaodo. That girl is herself and will be herself. What you they talk, dear EB give them. Bako or see if Yodo has pulled up a big strategy for promoting the Son of Jacob album. Kwasi Arthur should double her salary. Bako or see you all they slander Yodo for wearing that dress. But Loki, you they zoom her in Pokia to the maximum point. Pete Udimatem crack or see if Yodo wear kaba and slate, you go talk. This one too, you they talk. Enti a man for bebre no match imagine where atade afia odo share ye. Na bako enu so abaye nkomodie ene se emrenim ni lawyer Morisampao na se modi atudwa efa eye afia odo ho. Na atade a wo share ye. Enu ena ye pese yebusa no. Sempa ni asem no die nti na ema what can I say because story nature said lawyer Morisampao calls on IGP and cybercrime unit to arrest Efiaudo atade o shey entia ana de ben pa potin yenko amano so na yeni emrenim ni Morisampao yembisa no de enti no say IGP and cybercrime unit for wo monkochi Efiaudo Rampa da simo akwa baba entertainment reviews ewie
so what me fe konya anchia mo telephone
so makinkan some of comments ni bia social media aman for eka any near ya kind so say we say IGP any cyber crime unit Ghana Police Service wo monkochi Efiaudo dey natade e wo share ya aman for kan ho asebi enu na wo see yan konkochi ni ya na de ben po why boni ben
ulim say ya wo emra regulate ya tare shimu enya tare bia na betuma hye ade akọ abontin enti usha tare bia mra ne say usha the Criminal Offences Act section 278 ya will be there for the public moral offenses against the public moral enti usha tare aya so offensive say ukokwa ene wodeja eda ho na o de step out so mu fie rest switch mu ana o de ko kotra o ka mu na from o ka mu no o de 90 call program bi ase a na program na seno so no amanfo akọ na o be wie so o de san empty almost naked picture yi after the pictures na for the was social media. Now, Obi Asha, what committed offense? I offer no indecent display, and now offenses against the public moral. Over the Cybercrime Offenses Act, also, it's more like a pornographic material. And you know, who's that man for Jane? And I will take a man for a found year so. As I say, a man for a found year to say. In our public space, no, Nyama, a time, Nyama, Abama Obi, a kono, a sorry basabasa. Nyama, Ama Obi, who are the Buffalo. None of us are the man on by. And you know, near if I don't, I know. Only wiser. Difference in your muntem. Wiser, Koyi in the Bama. I was stage. If I don't, I lufu. Eba bonting. Ada off-road car. Ada nante, our bonting so. I can program and say, and you have to video. I post to my name as especially there. Then he has committed a crime, and I don't see why. He has been selective justice. And you know, clearly, you know, IDP, TMIA, any cybercrime unit, they should begin to take steps. Invite her, tell her to do so. No, they can invite, arrest her, because to me, no, what he has done, no, a clear criminal offense.
Misha Daily Guide, the Bocrata, about Bontin there. Na enim honum saying if you don't funi the house, Sam funi out can once me. Minim se bano se bia and trade you ye. Obi beka se bia and kasom omukata ni mpokuana no. Yes, we are tumbra. Why so be a report to my IGP and cybercrime unit.
Oh, yeah, I think as now, no. It has come to their notice. But I think sir, we need a complainant. We need Obi to make it official. Now offer picture no any women say academia and kokoma cybercrime director no and IGP. And I think so make one more. So I think says as of now no any move by anybody sana sebi ekwapin polo and then the banu picture now when I say papa ya oshe ekolai obo kolai ube ya
bright up here.
I call you a complaint. When people know the same way, if anybody who is interested takes steps to report if you're there, that's what best.
And you mean, we are interested, say, be a report to my IGP and cybercrime unit.
Oh, I think, sir, I've called for them, and if Obi and at least by Monday or the week, no. If any steps are taken, I'll bring it to their notice. I'll be a complainant in the matter.
Obroni beka who bear the cat? Why na obefa esi no susu obako yes adio. Minya sure say ebi obi be but o say uhwe ni mu na say we
week mu no obi an take steps now. The movie war you be call na complain.
So, Empacho, Usi Criminal Offences Act, Section Benz, Ubetimi Sisubi Mama.
Section 278 of our Criminal Offences Act, no. We share another chapter talk about the offences against the public moral. And if you so back, the same Section 78, 79, from 270 on Konyana, it talks about obscenity. So, Obi Biara, Ubeyi Bipia. Ever say ni pagin, upon the pagin, so a offense. And you know, if I clearly know, we share a Public Offences Act now. He has violated it, and then he must face the law.
Okay, so may share the Criminal Offences Act 1960 Act 29. Say 278. I say gross indecency.
Good.
A person who publicly and willfully does a grossly indecent act commit a misdemeanor. 278A, immoral or indecent customs or practices, bereaved spouses. A person who compels a bereaved. Okay. Section is it 278? Now, so I commit.
278. No, read what constitutes what I say indecency. So read what it is to be indecent. Read so who you are there now? 278. What form?
And I see 50 and put 270 honum saying I could answer Honson or D for crowd honum in your account.
You.
I see. Now, yes, I be publishing as well.
Most another Cybercrime Offences Act, no. Because Obi publishing news pictures and now the APRA is guilty as the one now. Oh yeah, it's a much publication money. Because the just Anna, they got report 2 hour publishing as well. You'll be guilty because you will be guilty of spreading and publishing pornographic and obscene material.
And come on, buy near being so chira margin, especially say, would you want to ma, watch Ray and watching a gin about to say, you were mrao honum. I tianya maybe to send you a fear or die and a busy and yet say, well, mrao hodiani and Cambrano, Cobachini papa. One more casa free so okay. Well, a man for be one more yes idea we, and Mrebia and Concochiomo, and Untino, Dintine Fiado, sa, one more casa and then I catch room.
Linia, when him say, Yasin of baby. Okay, I said before that body be taking action against fake prophecies, no. That's not that prophecies, no. That I. The first day we be na mranche we enter any crime. If we as I speak right now, no, commit crime day and night. Yanche we are. Sabe omo you be ma adults wo be mu. Once I call you did here, no, dey call here. Sana okobo be shishen come yanche omo. It's sana Ghana call selective justice. But if we need to stop that, what I said, the other come a crime. It will be who committed crime near whom we are. And I am in a complaint. I just say, I won't commit a crime. It will once somebody is interested and bring the attention of your criminal activities to the law enforcement agency. Then, who say, Sana, that way a criminal offense. It is unlikely until more can say, how many of you are going to complain? Managing my home, it's a magazine for complaining. What I say, it is a Obiako complaining about law now. It is a Wobina or Unifu, and I'm about thing. Now, we question now where I am far. I better than the public who said the way offense. But if we have people like I'm start to say, I'm not policy our public morals and ensure say people drive decent dressing is promoted. I mean, you better go away, I'm about here, I'm about that. Maybe I more about things. That's what I could face the law.
Yeah, we me sure say as imrenimni any omabapa and I watching a jing abaso ochi a fear doni IGP ni omo I see some henem ranu cry ejuma me sure so be so tie sabros yotia we did ho aka more sample on be kase see am onko ye bibia anye bibia dia na be ka kire no.
Oh, I say mama 1 week. Minimum obi taking action. Send us if you are away people the buy and I'm na bright echo taking steps. It is I'm sure the security are aware. When anybody is interested, then that's why I make us the man 1 week. Obi then some of us will take up the matter.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. We Nyamisha pa Marisampa. Emrenim ni Marisampa. Yeah, fiado infoni na asemu. So now, when who will bear the cart? Well, so asemwa komo ayeni Marisampa di na watching yadwin ba so say Ghana Mra Criminal Offences Act 1960 Act 29 or call section 278 e wo honum saying make mamo gross indecency. A person who publicly and willfully does a grossly indecent act commit a misdemeanor. Misdemeanor de okay anon sheda nyeshisa. Aha. Bono ne ketu ewo no. Enti emretia senior emrenim ni na chechi mu de amaye no ma membra studio no hanum say na yenhye nkomo na say tili akuani pa hanum say secret safo ewa ha another sama be dun so hanum say tili akwaba
yeah
ma me sha say few so if you do asemi yantinko
me chia obibia oti etino all kanya na mpese bi hu I think say in this contest now for me you know as a nudity I subjective kaka because also fully exposed but what I also saw as yakata so why is there out the year in fatu hu onu oyi ma yenye hu ye but that's besides the point. First of all, let me talk about this whole Ifya Odo thing and Sanamaba, the law dealing with her and Nyadiade. This is not the first time I feel doing in a post actually. So I don't know the I said now you're funny today because if you're I think in 2020 or post a picture on a Twitter account in put that home boy any ya come I'm more trendy ya come. The brand Ifya Odona ye Ghana for ye no. She has always built her brand around these things. The deals, the places she's been to, the name Ifya Odo, it's all built around this thing. Which means that the society now is right now or move tweeting Ifya Odo ni home training we have condoned to it these things. Ye na ye pe no dia man because or the man na kayem pa. Na kase wejai. But or the man ye pe. You need your home boys at the tree feelings. The abandoned saying and that year we put wakata so crown because the picture she posted on. Clearly, you can see that this was part of the bigger conversation she wants the whole country to have, which we are having. Opposite or say to say yanka wasama, you are not that sorry to say the B word. It means that your yenya it was planned. On the other hand, can we blame her fully? No, we pay. You're painting or they my no. Because if you're dying, no, if you're doing it, sa lady na sorry, I mean I don't want to say anything to sort of defame her character, but we don't know her to have anything solid because she built her career on these things. She is about this exposure, nudity here and there. And Abuana na so ni man or diabedu nenti and then a bar because uni se kadibi bar Ghana cry ni dressing cry a chain way cry. Meaning they tia Ghana for a crying over this one. When first we're exposing in Nepoda, and then she has even gone probably nuder if there's a term like that than this. On the other hand, I think if there is a law or if the law caters for the fact that the Nepone show, because I think the whole Buhaha is about the Nepone show, and I read a little bit the exposure, they are like genitals. The last time I checked, any genitals out unless there's something in the law that's Nepono, a new for Nepono, and your genitals. So what's the Ocean movie? Almost to me, expose a man for except the genital itself. The genitals, you wouldn't see it unless, of course, a pornographic video now ocean. And to make us say, I think this exposure pornography, the terms the man is using, to me is very subjective because I look at a Fyodor and I really don't see anything to be scrutinized, and it's not as if she hasn't done it before. So if the law says the why it is subject to public nudity, of course, we're finding family council, but I feel like we are the hammer, sledgehammer, because this person why pay. We like it. The society, we should stop being hypocritical. Pay. The if you do pay. Or call live na so obey a 2 1 where boys a go home many money fans killed in the we like it. And if really the nipple exposure law is a crime, well finding the but say no na any crime that's a change we are trying to make it because why are exposing in a bear mind in a change if you are done nipples which by the way was covered should be subject to the law court. Well, that's up to him.
Okay, so Chris, for microphone, and I'm into you. And Komoi, what didn't you want?
Well, Kwasi, let me say, let's start here free comments now. Already, there's one interesting one. Me can, hate me. Okay, be I can say Obia pe. And Yamina me can pen for the can say Obia pe or Bakwasia sebi or anybody agro. Name Obia and some person be ubi. Obitro say, imagine if this is your sister. And that is one commenter hit me pa say, look. Nya your budget is hey obia pampacho point of correction you be answer nepe. No, and you be anepe. E bipe and you be answer nepe. No man for budget is suru. Masa sometimes who ya dbia no be a budget so be careful. It's not everybody ya kaso nunko jina ononye sa dia na obeye. Now, getting to Maurice Ampao, I think say me bona baso wo adisua ode mayen ano adechira ode mayen kwesi wa miesua de ano awie the law as it says the position of the law on some of these issues my advice is say ye nuane mo a ye ba public space ni nneema nyina no ye hu say nneema na ye be ye ni nyina no first let's check the law what it says amanfo be bo ajo so but e dru ho ne mra ne de wo kwa hello ubenya amanfo bibiri omo nim mra no omo ye ho mule fo omo be puaduchi munya but mra no is no respecter of that noise inti mesre me I have learned this afternoon this is not about audiovisual extending that side. This is about public publication. But if it had been audiovisual, where classification comes in, and it will be something different. But this is on a different field.
So
it doesn't fall on that.
Okay, classification.
It doesn't fall on that.
Okay,
audiovisual.
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
Yeah.
Arnold, I mean to you, if you are asking me.
First of all,
but you use your microphone back, no? Yeah, that's it.
First off, if we follow pop culture for quite a while, if you're an ardent consumer of what popular culture is, way a normal phenomenon, and yet be a difficult to grasp. Yeah, so a normal. I mean, unless of course you do not pay attention to what goes on in popular culture, a different pop culture. Now, you and I would admit, Siciano, Ghana, because of technology, social media, internet, we become part of that global pop culture. No? We actually pay attention to their COSO on that international domain. And see, if what do we need? If you boom highlight there, this is a normal. We're normal. I mean, we've seen it over the period. Say international or say local, we've seen it. And then if you all don't know, let's be fair. I mean, they say only brand or only positioning in the industry. That's not entirely true. Yes, over the period, you are qualifying as a socialite, but she's also an actress. I mean, she has a couple of movies to her name. Until Google and see and I say, well, any research on a few other, it will come up say, or also an actress. So we'll position it. And again, I agree. Say every conversation be a hover around if you're the center on one element. Take away the last couple of months, I'll try to be initiative or advocacy for fix the country and all that stuff. But 80 to 90% of the conversation that hovers around if you don't be has to do with the dressing, how presenting and all that stuff. Obekaya, meaning said 2 weeks ago I hosted YouTube. No, then you say what shot I did. I mean what cabano. So this somebody or no casano or the two no regard to how we're presenting in terms of the apparel and the fashion sense and the KK account. So she's built that brand around her. And see, I also find it strange. Say, I say, they knew you who be there and all that stuff. As late as I think said a month or so ago, she wore virtually the same thing. But could be a no she has a net at Adiebi. The posts were showing.
I think there was one beer himself called Stadium was a baby.
Yeah.
No, or they.
Was it Cardi B? No. There was a program being announced.
Program B.
No,
the BB pick to a beer and she was.
Yeah. And you knew. So I kind of I'm surprised how. But of course, I mean, there should be something to talk about. And now initially, read the comments. I say AB support, AB support. And so for me, I think saying you pay attention to their custom. This is not supposed to be new. But let me get to the other point. When you say before show or updating the social media, meaning say Twitter or Instagram, one of them, say Adiana Wayeno, a person generating conversation, or say Kasa. The plan is working. I mean, she had a purpose, she had a plan. Say this risky kind of dress and the quack could generate attention. And here we are discussing about Ifeodo. But what I do not get is as to whether Kwasi Arthur, wherever he is now, he'll be excited about how the conversation has shifted from album listening, Son of Jacob album to Ifeodo. Because check, from time I see, I mean, the number of songs on the album, we all come with them. You think it's 14, but when they come with them.
I'm just here and I'm thinking it's okay. Yema will meet him. Then probably we'll try and get Kwasi Arthur. Then we'll do a review of the album.
Yes.
Because it seems Sadio way I overshadow.
Exactly. That's why I'm here contemplating as to the mindset of Kwasi Arthur in the management team as to because we did not do that launch and not for Ife Odo to come and exhibit and create all the conversation around her. It was supposed to be, the conversation is supposed to be tilted towards Kwasi Arthur, son of Jacob, and also you get it. But here we are discussing. So, me name the mission. Me name no person kill it two birds with one stone. Like young can watch him and talk about the album. But if that was the purpose there, then clearly somebody is failing with one of the purposes, because clearly, if you are done here discussing. And so for me, I think Kwasi would be disappointed wherever he is. I don't know, because me artist now I expend a lot of resources into such a big, launcher. I don't see why somebody else should take all the attention. Now, when it comes to the law, big ups to Lawyer Ampao.
Okay. Arnold, me asem because I'm sure say you move brain so nim etie for mutie and one so nim. Oko other jurisdiction be fufro. Yes. Wakwako tweety or the akoto abontin say ade a meye me pesa manfo di hu nkomo ye kasa ho fine ye so ye be kasa ho and ye be man sa platform ye be di nkomo, but you see nkomo ba kwa pesa ye de ka ho no ye kwan ya fa so e tigan han say ye show business. It is show business. So we do the show and in premier brain no ye refi business. So I'm asking, yankasa to what end? Nti yakasa na dien, because ufa obia ebia ebeye business aspect. Nti kasa yakasa nyina no ba now e woni ebeba ne kotokom. We do the show say ya na accommodate. Because them bia ebe show ni aman for be baje super eno ne ehwe. The business aspect we fail to look at it. And probably omo ye show bebre wagana hano, I tend to see say they don't think about the business aspect. Enti ejuma number ya or say show business there sikanim finim, because we do the show and we forget about the business. So near fia doye, let's ask say ni nyina no, is she smiling to the bank as Obibeka?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. So Obe generating attention. I mean, let's also admit to the fact that industry ne woman are attention driven. Regardless of positioning, whether we entertainer, we artist, we actor, whoever you are, no, you are appealing to a certain audience. So audience know what they are doing for you, and they say they are patronizing your works. It's the most important in conform or abrabo as an entertainer or the showbiz person, the audience. You need to generate a certain attention, so pique your interest. However, no, if some attention now so deriving somebody with a plan there, then you must as well and and that's how come anyone here doing say, "Oh, business, you now so generate attention, or generate attention to a point where it will pay dividends." So if Kwasi Arthur and Uncle anything or crazy antics be then you could actually have a linkage. Say he has an album out, and so the crazy antics now Kwasi Arthur should translate into streaming. It makes sense. If your door AB at they not share be sponsored by a certain fashion house, by now it is on display. And Koye de almost say what I am share is by whoever blah 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 just baby something. AB and slate is that sound down.
Rap or what rap.
You get it. If ABI was sponsored by a certain fashion house, by now, Casa fashion house, yeah, so for me, I'm when you're going to that point, say, so what? To what end? Because you need to generate attention at the end of the day, but as a few of those see, and I don't know in Susan Soko, say, was it to also generate attention for the Son of Jacob album now? If that was the purpose, then that purpose is failing.
Okay, but I'm asking. So, Son of Jacob, ahina ebia Kwasi Arthur mao. Because we're looking at the business aspect. I know some we tend to dismiss those things. And ebia mini Kwasi Arthur fine. Was it business? Enti ubeye we nyina kai hu susu yoba. And even in the Western world, you read a lot about the Western world. You know, recently Kim Kardashian. Famously got famous with Nyama Bisay. Recently, so about video almost about 20 years ago or now since Emma who said Hannah dream about Nyamabia or yeah in the past. So some of these things you are doing it. I'm sure Kim Kardashian, some of the things, and Uti in someone wakan, you hear her say, when who say Unyaya. 20 years ago, on any boyfriend, some of these things that they did, Nyamani be or yeah, no come on yet. Since ya wabawo neba ashasi kind hunyama, me yeah. Now she's feeling terrible about it. So when you want to, even when you're doing it, you want to look at all these things.
Well, then that baby, we are you are being sentimental, as opposed to tuneful. And that's up.
No, I'm just asking, sir. Then if you want to sacrifice all these things, and it's for business, and put the back and say, well, send ye mikoto komu ye de. You understand? And you koya sa nyama we nyina, let's say 20 years. Now ba e ko school na say o mami say na mami. Na feed there. You now going to say you feel bad about it, you feel terrible because now hunya unka then na unya wo sa nyama na o ye unya den.
And no, they say bisano because for you maybe or generate for now, maybe or generate satisfaction. I mean, maybe she slept better after our year or year, but ona to see our advice in 20 years from now, just like and it's up is
minimum there. Ebi asana hun by near futu. I say musana komodie. Mem pese me tunufu.
Yeah, this one no. Just a minute.
No, but you see if see how you comparison, we say Kardashian. A couple of years ago, in the sex tape, I generated a man by the YCC and Nakola Biako.
Yeah,
I'm hysterical. Into almost 20 years from now, Nakola. So you're kind of giving some admonition.
So I'm looking at maybe business, but I'm saying, sir, may be saying, because I'm saying, dear na winye film, we are signing.
Exactly. So now we are conjecture.
Because the son will train, no, and that we need to
yes. So who for kind of.
Okay.
Yes.
I think if you had Odo was here. And I can't say when it comes to brand ambassadors endorsement, you know, Sky or J. Now, Obi Bekwa Kofana say Ombe endorse be based on the following onya with Sa and Yema way or you know. Maybe directly Kwesiata and Mani Bibia. But we use Kwesiata's events to put herself in the way.
Into the equity.
Yes.
Okay.
And that will bring the if I am doing this kind of business and now Kwesi sebi a higher betting yenya equity bi wom what am I say it's not just about the 3 hours a betting in but it gives us some so in another area not what we get directly from here anyway na father mine and so na some bumo but yeah you shine from that angle but make sure say obeye adia or chinebi Kardashian okay say when no who say I'm telling you say if not for that sad no year 20 years ago enema bebre a wanya enne no nka wonya what am I say nti no kan se wanu ne ho a wanu ne ho in a way bi but enya in a certain way but won so hear the same thing please ye ne a obeye no but be mindful of the law me e ho na ewia me pese emra no na me pese ye twe adwen ekosi pa se na wo ye ne nyina no obetimi ayo ye bebo agye wuso you have more fans, no. But at the end of the day, be guided by the law.
Why is that? Budget,
oh yeah, stage hono. Massa, that day, Ronya fans, fans were trendy, you're fine, but you know, and you Halifax anka, Okodem.
By the way, if your door has a clothing line, Atari no Osheno. So the bikini wear Nissan it's called Bodied by Odo. So it could be it's a new line. She sells way. Online, won't check it no. It's okay her entire keke. She has a product line called Bodied by Odo. I'm not surprised. Say it could be that it's a new line of dressing.
But your minimum about clothing line.
Oh, she has a clothing line.
Because me information say Body by Odo no or Chebi atadi and win a makeup by way.
No. That I know you're different. She is an influencer for brands. Bisa bikini Nissan
shop bia na baby
a brand. Our motor business, it has products and the products she wears them influencer and on Wakasa one clothing line Bodied by Odo. Check it online right now. No, I'm telling you, check it. It's called Bodied by Odo.
For Nyama, I check it online.
No, she has a business bikini line called Bodied by Odo. Yes, I'm not surprised that Adia wash it.
Where back?
Yeah, it could be because by checking the page, me who say one mention any external party be someone or dressing, so it could be like it's a new line of clothing or there, but in the bikini world.
Clothing na
say our girls are more tall. Why you disputing it? Body by outdoor is a clothing line by outdoor, and there are this kind of products now. Shana,
Madam Nyabotre.
Arnold,
who give you the best of it?
No, me, I'm talking about the law business.
Okay, yeah.
Say the fact say you who say normal no said law no India you feel say okay. So me no lawyer power so train will be take initiative now onya. Yeah, we are rather feasting our eyes and making commentary. Inti me my advice and say na workers will be 1 week no to actually take the initiative no. And onya is na test law no. Na yenya references bebre and say anything similar to Capin Polo issue now. All we do is Capin Polo versus blah 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 2021. So let's test the law and see.
Okay. Now, Trigmatic Tihanum saying on the business side, na mi busa about Nyamani BIA. Many a crime fin on say we tien commona Mimbusa tricks ABI or contribution be obetim dia trick. What ye a semino if you're down common from someone. And I know say you're one of the Nyom Tufua among Fabio Munim business aspect of the show no dia unfin dia grokra. Mimusao, I mean just listen to Nyakos so far then I'll bet me boy.
Well, I think say one thing and I'm pesemi kana are not kind but first of all I mean share with telephone in one thing I not kind was on the fact that law no being tested no country biamu no scapegoating very important if you want to know how the dynamics of a particular law juma inti no dear sometimes no ayana here the message say abia enkoye extended to the point where she may not be able to handle herself and her team inti abia as it goes on it will just be a way to learn from and what said my big brother kind of say it happened now but say why sir you could see say it sort of dented his career in a way after that no yantin in can Biom, but he was a very good musician, one of my favorites actually. And then business side, I think say we have to always consider the market in which operating business. Oko business field biya swa share demographics of Nkrofona or Mowohono. Oh says Washa Ghana for no matter how budget so we very moral. One thing I was say careful. So what's the living music? Sometimes on radio, obitimi ba ebe kanadrin concerning the Christian faith, ana Islam, ana se bibi na aye normal, but say music be to me go against a faith, it affects the whole song. Sometimes film, in your marketing, so these are the things, dynamics or where your market. So I say, for consider. Obowa to say Atadia okay to say I know the can about the pop culture. In very advanced countries no extremely normal. Ebia to say London omo ebia omo fashion week. Say evolve in yama sesa and all that. Ahano is taking time. In as much as a few of us tiakra and we are circle even we are in one circle, so we might see it as a normal obi. Let's look beyond the studio now. Be another place, be another region, another town, even within Accra. Strange to obi advices and what your business are. You are looking at the masses. We'll share number of people I better in a certain number. So I think say for me, with the business wise, yes, it can go good and it can go bad. Then you have to study the market now. We'll sell it the same people on the board just ajoso. It become mayor woman them phone so. But when you meet them in person, and I ban say Charlie, shop yato. As Obama ne girl atwana and Obama ne sister atwana. We live even in a continent where a man for posting videos for TikTok, amo brothers echi omo ne sa anyamano. We've seen videos like that. Into those things, like on the business side, you have to consider that even in advanced countries, in when the situation is worse, not like BBC they are normal, they are not kind, but in worse situations, you might lose some of your deals. Ubetumi Lucy would deal. It's happened to Rick Ross. Rick Ross just gave a line in the music which assumed say obe rape obi no or no about abuse obi. It was just a line. Obe spiking no. So just a line, but a causing in a deal. The same thing with Chris Brown. Huge deals. It doesn't matter how far they've gone with you. Maybe Ahano, the corporate bodies might probably look over it, say, and man in court, but said the lawyer started conversations with when these things grow on people and they become conscious of these things, maybe you might start losing your business as well.
That's Chigmatic. Sorry, to the big
Kwasi, baby, I did conversation with Afano. Say at least this has gone on, but we are not here to glorify it. But at least we are talking technical concerning the law in Niemano. Kwasi, I'm so happy this afternoon. Miss
Medasi. Well, I am sure you know where you can leave some of the comments. Our live stream on Facebook and Mubi Moche Margin Honimsi. I'll just run through just a couple of them. Nanaya Usha says, I think the lawyer is being a hypocrite. If he wants to arrest, why not arrest models who expose themselves in the name of art and modeling? Lucky Prince G says, it's about time the law dealt with these so-called celebrities because the stupidity is too much. Even our culture does not tolerate this. Socrates making sense, but that is Mensa Victor and Arnold. This is just immorality. Simple. Fifi Benji and Ode by. Make out said you may be a cat from Madarma Omonoma say na the entertainment review de Bremo. Yet a cat from us papa open home appliances dia and if we need a cat farm. Na and come on, baby, no. And attention on the music industry as well. So, maybe Chigmatic or Hanum sing or Aboagye.
This dial is hot. Stay tuned.
Best radio.
News on your number one station.
It's the weekend. Let the good vibes take over. Only on your favorite station.
Hado, Sikanye Kokunye, Pow, Pow. We are saying so far, someone in the Waunko.
Tia.
I didn't want to start the Bachame Crammy so. Me so crown of my strash when him why won't you me bro? Won't you me bro? So won't you come up at the won't come in home? No, Jinaye, Pefi. No, slow, Sikanye Kokunye, we are making. Bantam Pame, Oshaya, Repoha, Nami show. She ran to me, Swama, UK, Kwana, and then I'm in your blue view, Yanko Pona say,
Kwaku Flick.
You'll be out, na me too. Yeah, no, I come if I hear you, my man, I mean, call you. Kakaba, me, the family, will be so back as I may say no. A Juma, Shabra, bro. Baby, next year, baby, you'll be at any brew. And area say, one man who ain't down, baby, I say, Peace FM. And area say, one man who ain't down, baby, I say, I'm Shana, when Chendru. So me so na me ready. So me so flick a bow and ready. So me so na me ready. So me flick a bow and ready. So me so na me ready. So me flick a bow and ready. So me so na me ready. So me flick a bow and ready. So me your mother na dia na nya DP. Ku your temper no bien to me sum ye feed. Jenny abre in tonko we away. Better na ya da no way. Baby I jin in nampa better my time will be you. Better me nyamra mafia will be you. Benya no bia ye ya she feel. Benya imagine say me you. Three kind baby I'm free na imagine I could see you maybe I'm ya me cause when na me na so say ne be ya me area see we need FM. One man who ain't drunk. Maybe I say I'm Shana when Chendru. Maybe I say one man who ain't drunk. Maybe I say I'm Shana when Chendru.
I brand you to me friend quick flick. And you must hear we are saying. Yeah, that no secret could flick with we are see my member studio and see now. Your next issue I share and come I did twice so age now. In fact, maybe in the next hour or two, no conversation about the music industry. A number of conversations come out who do abaso for some time and you see a jibrek akrana, you share now you bobo near to gene, quite a fast a bit me abwa. So the first part of our conversation, you know, age now. I saying come be a course about Afrobeat and the fact that CCR and you more I say Bibrim Hanum saying a crying a dear call a wiasia fana bebia a Afrobeat. Now Afrobeat crampono unya vremuswa then so ababa en komodie ebi se baako a beat esinka ho ebi se baako eska ho look eska ho esinka ho ye de anima ne se de funu ni odia ne omi really but ebi se first pa be fa wiase hanum saying ofa okwama no ne abruchire o de me fa ne sa abruchire se one more classify enyumo a efie bibrim ha no a no mo ye world music efi de omso okay global music ne ka ho na sisi ade se one more ya agiatum Afrobeat no omo ya agiatum a ekwakwa se enyumo efi bibrim hanum sei no sisi a bebi omo pese edin omo pese omo de to so yanyum ne se ne omo pese omo frɛ no ene yanyum ne betumi afiri Ghana ebetumi afiri Nigeria ebetumi afiri hinfa I said CCR no offer even the streaming platforms and to make streaming platforms e bia baby a betimi akọ internet no so na wetimi akọ akọtwenwom na e bia wetie no ma wetimi akọ akọtọnwom no bi wo mo kra no o ma hyase a e bi ahyase a CCR no enyum efie bibrim hanum sei no Afrobeat enti ne e bi nsu busan se enti Ghana ye high life no edin no na chese ayira this is no yanyum no ebe Afrobeat instead of high life no hip life no yantimi because o de ko ewiase edwama no so a enye high life o pese o ton nyum sisi a ewiase dwama so ntimi kan say internet no so a eya den se bia obenya category bia eya high life and teach say o de high life na waye no upompo chi say the best abia sisi abetimi nya ye Afrobeat sanete at the same pa mema trigmatic nyumtuni ahye nkomo yase e de amai on this whole conversation about the fact that your high life no category no nkakra ya tena ho ma Nigeria foi wo mu ni se nkanyumi omuso me high life we be but omunim say high life no ninchi nase efri Ghana ebi mu adwenche no enti enko omu kofra omunyum no say high life na che say omunyum na yira omu juju no so omu kan say juju was omu kan juju abaka say ne omu magicians enti omu boapa no ma ya de no say Afrobeat ena nkakra womu di omu numbers eni omu ahoodin bibia eno mudi ewura nkakra na tese Afrobeat ewiase foaje trig background kakra ma me I hope eno betimi aseti tone
yeah
mentio
obviously no kind and that's what's happening in the Ekoso. There's a big conversation on Afrobeat. I think it's because of this whole playlist that a PAR now more friend Afrobeat with said oh my there's a difference or there's a in recent time there's been a difference where Afrobeat without the S is the genre
okay
where the likes of Ibo Taylor, Tony Allen and a few of the greats, Africa's music greats were behind its creation.
Okay.
And then Afrobeats with the S, a collection of all music styles. A war from aha.
Okay.
But I'm saddened by that because Africa as a continent, you were very beautiful, different, distinct sounds. It said the what kinds of Ghana were your high life. Ivorians were almost zouk ne, Congolese were almost zouk ne, South Africa were almost type of sound. Na you didn't na baby boom, and just. But let me just say, sir, I think the Afro beats have just become an umbrella where all other genres and subgenres are under. I don't know for which agenda that was done or created, but currently as it stands, that is the reality. And one is a genre, and then the other is more like an umbrella that is used to describe the different music styles within your continent as Africans. That is that. But like I said, my opinion, and it's been left like that. Said they're walking, and then another thing with the high life, not maybe moving to the level now. We are expecting, but I think it's just because we may have not gone into history a bit more. High life has really had its moments. It's enjoyed very great heights everywhere across the world. I mean, you can't talk about African music and not talk about the extent to which people like Ibotela has gone with their music, having their songs sampled by some of the major musicians in the world. I mean, currently, I think say Kelly Rowland's new album now, it was sampled. She sampled almost everything from Ebo's album or Uncle Ebo's album. And a few other ones. Look at the things that the likes of Ambule still doing on the World Music Festival platforms. And when you look at African records, like music that is being sold, I think Ghana's high life cannot be relegated. And I think we shouldn't easily move to the new thing where you didn't share umbrella by Kwasi, and that because that will further go a long way to bury some of these great history and some of these works we have to ride on. I think there's also a difference between popularizing a genre and then creating the genre itself. Genre but how well did we make it popular? Which is your high life. I think we don't take music preservation serious. It be a talent, so young as artists. When it comes to music evolves, and so when it comes to maybe picking samples from some of the very beautiful high life rhythms in Yama, Ghana say even the high life, you were different styles of high life. Anka, you bet me a fire, you be yusu, ebanize ama still appeal to this current generation. We don't look at it in that light, but in recent times it's happening. These things are happening. You were seeing the likes of Kwame Eugene and co still using a few high life guitars here and there. So we just have to be intentional about pushing it. Not too long ago, there was a seminar on high life where a lot of talk was given about trying to put it on the world stage where people can actually recognize it as a main genre, and there's still a talk on it. Unfortunately, we have more of the foreign partners wanting to sponsor that agenda, than our own selves. So these are things we must take interest in. Music preservation is key everywhere, because obiam pese na sembeira, obiam pese ne nyombeira. No matter how big other genres may be, you don't take back on wow dear. If you go to different countries, their music tell you who they are, their films tell you who they are, and so we must be intentional about popularizing what we have, regardless how the process will go. We must just be intentional about it.
Who as a Nyumtuni, and there's a question maybe later on, but you as a Nyumtuni, it was saying because now it seems that Nigeria for no Aji they've made the world know say Afrobeat no eyomodia. Even though now senior American say internationally it seems that now effort is being made. If being made say omobe G Afrobeat na tum. Me assure say ebedum rebino ebia even with the probably Grammys. Instead of maybe having a global music category, Afrobeat category, which will be solely for people from Africa. Because now the global music is, apart from Omwa Omuhono, from, let's say, from the US near Dieno, all the other areas, part of the world, they classify them under the global music. Afrobeat almost obetimi. How do you feel as Nyomtuni, Ghana Nyomtuni? Na it seems that Nigeria for no Afrobeat no. Almost spearheaded omafa na babes or modia. Na ntisi no esemos mo be share mo ase no. Yeah, it was saying as Nyomtuni.
And then I say for me, I'm not so excited about it. I'm not so happy about it. Minya yanka. We wouldn't all be boxed under one like that, because Woshe Ghana High Life now, it's a unique sound. Even if when you check your musician or more vocal tones, we are different. Country be our idea. And so I think say for me, I think there's a grand agenda as usual. They always have a way of bullying Africa out of things. Anyways, for me, I'm not so happy about it. Some years back, so we share along the journey of my music career, me do baby, and me be jai a kind of music be and I started doing high life music, and I started performing my music live, and I started recording my music live, and it was because I had just come to understand the importance of music preservation and passing on the music to the next generation. I realized that you're very, very important. And until say you be, like I said, intentional about some of these things, it will be a problem. But now, with time and time, our great legends keep going. They keep going. We don't document their stories. We don't have conversations with them. And even if we do, we barely put it out. As will be a holiday information and when we kasa na story na asesa kakra, when we kasa na story na, there must be a documented which a few people have tried, but it must be done intentionally. Where Yebehu said there is the need, because Mimi say I decided, say fine, let me sacrifice what I was doing, that Ebia not Obia budget. So time and time I still get people saying we want some of the old you and all of that. But it's like me wo Adibia
say a more commercial music.
Yes.
We free honum say kakra.
But Brack, you see, isn't it sad to think say in your own country your music, your sound is not seen as commercial. For me, I think it's a problem. If Semeye high life music now it's not going to be seen as a commercial sound in my country. Even if it's another country, that's fine. But in my own country, for me, is that the problem starts from there.
Mesa Balsibium and me perceive Panjianov, or a Ghana Nyomtuni songwriter, and so a bank my bad studio had him say my bedroom in penny for being so dear Kaka. So Yanko Manusuna, Yane Panji, Anof, Ghana Nyomtuni songwriter, and so in Ninkomo. Panji, that's it. Mwakaba entertainment review series.
Oh, many amateur, Medawasi.
Panji minim say weti enkomo kakra but so far me sha say say bia na wetie e bia initial comment on ni aya kan e bia specific questions we na me musa.
Well, the trickmatic any nyina de I'm in agreement. Afrobeat no it is better than world music. Inti yenhwe bibia ye share free. Mekai say Ghana ni back in London, Charles Eastman. On the status stands records, no more really see African music near there. At some point in the late 80s and after early 90s now, almost world music, you say a friend African music to try and make it commercial. senior into ye the nina everything is world music. And so we share music award categories near radio stations near there. Hey, you were world music, you were world music, you were world music. Into say Isoba Koto ewo baby King Isoba ye didn't share world music as here. The double ambulance so quiet ye didn't share world music as here. So what much here? Daddy Lumba ne amachi de decra so almost share world music as here. Into honey free bow. Into say yeah the African music ni na ashe and the Afrobeat yeah. It's better than where we were yesterday. Into ye ko ye nim. Me feel say Afrobeat ne die Sebe. Nigeria is the biggest and most populous country in Africa. Well, not physically biggest, but socially biggest. Inti Nigeria for bebre wa omunim say current Afrobeat trendy DJ Abrantie our Ghana ni our London and our branding show at Afrobeat. So what much here? Omunim say enyum na ye bono ti say VIP ne omunim say Ghana for equation ho. Enyum fault. I say America for so omunim bibia they only know what is happening in America. And you're more fault. When your country is big and powerful enough, that becomes your mentality. Intermediate me feel say our high life. Yen ye be krokro. And you be never sorry every baby abe catch say ye japade ho won fatwo. Say wo japade wo fie na say wunim say ho won fatwa. Wo beton no fofofo ana say obi kra be ba be fa. Ana say ye de be she ballem. Say o ade we de ho nim fatwo. Inti yeni ye wose ye hu say ye wo japade say ye nim say ye wo japade ne say ye kwahwehwe bibi wo brebia yeni ye jimi inti high life ne de ye japade kese pa ye nananom de amaye inti ye nhwe ni ye ne ochina me kwahwe internet no so a yanka nkyere me say 92% of the gold reserves in Ghana belong to foreign companies. 92% of the high life in Ghana belongs to anybody else. Yeni was say ye krokro ye japade. Enya sa obi bebu ye kwatia.
Mimbisa so kwan ben so ne be fa na ye be krokron because me ka say brebi etwem Ghana nwomtofo ne ye hyase omo hyase omo si omo frɛ enwom bi omo bo azonto echi ehu ya na Nigeria fo edi omo agim na fi kra mpo no some of the western world me kai Chris Brown ne ade no omo describe na so ki azonto kra fi Nigeria omo no de bai ene ne council na Ghana fo ne hyase enti ha dian necessary ye kwan ben so ne be fa so ye be preserve ye de empo in the bigger picture of the Afrobeat, now we are saying, well, it's not just Nigeria, even though they have the numbers in their account. Just as you were just letting us to old thing about so, a baby trim cry, a brandy, DJ, a brandy, London, Ghana near brandy, Afrobeat, no T radio show, choice near dear, no one also a chassis, now, wo brumusa, and so by one say, Becca Bacasemo, you are sure near Koi Honumini film, dear necessary as Ghanaians.
Well, again, cry nema Ghana edgy highlighting. Osajefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, our first president. Foreign tour obekobia or the high life band echo. Inti semuye mudina noa. Mupon dina noa. Or say yes, now it's dancing time. Ne band nabo. Say a ramble so a ET mental. Every time he went on a foreign tour, or the musicians no, because Onim said him as the president of Ghana or Japadiye IFR music way, or as the head of state of Ghana or the they call Russia or they call China or they call India or they call Vietnam or they call America. Inti Bibiano say Abaina Kasanim say Adiye way Japadia. Nipa na mo amanu mu nyina so beti ase inti se number pra ifrinity inti die ne be ya a national policy I was say adwene ho edien ena ye betimi aye to make our valuable cultural, intellectual property grow. Anything, so what must here. But second question, on to Afrobeat near the end of the year. Well, anything that unites Africa, I support it. So in Nano, we are saying all the music that comes from Africa is Afrobeat or all contemporary music. That means this generation of teenagers, they Asema Omunimile say this is Afrobeat, it is African music. Whether it comes from Uganda or Tanzania, or whether it comes from South Africa, whether it comes from Nigeria, whether it comes from Ghana, they don't care. African unity is becoming a reality. Say Yako World Cup, let's say Ghana Air Bobola, everybody not only in Africa but everybody in the entire diaspora will support Ghana. It's African unity. Afrobeat, no, let's not look at it in terms of Ubia Yajapadio. Yajapadia ne de yen so twene. So what must say Afrobeat ne de I me de me hu say this is another step towards the unification of Africa. And I always said from the beginning, the politicians may not see how united Africa is, but the musicians, the footballers, the actors, the entertainers, art and culture will understand that Africa is united.
Panji, Medubesi ba minja umu may you if you are man so but I know say you are with us in air cosunano. Yeah, air cosunano, Messa Moa Bembio, na Wababe boy and Medasi, Panji.
Yo, Nyamisha,
Panjian of Nyumtuni, songwriter, and Yenine Dinkon. So, my member studio in Hanu say, been paying for years before I Messamba, Trigmatic, so no, me master creating room, not mintie. Trigmatic Akasa, Panjian of Unswaba Casa. So great.
Yeah, Kwasi. Now, where is the problem? Yeah, Freya Nyumono Afrobeat. Nya ye bono, is it Afrobeat compared to nya yebo Nigeria? Then the other question is, what is high life? Now, is it high life ni friend Afrobeat? And now see yen yeja high life nebo and yebo Afrobeat be and the whole world and so I classify and say Afrobeat. Panji, Trick, from your experience, Oko Congo, so mo bomu sa mo Kofi Alumod, yeah, so still our born in you. In Pacho, and also they share Afrobeat in Suasiana.
New definition, dear, says Sana Bayano.
Oh.
So, Chris said, at the end, said, the international market. Omu hia edin
okay.
Ediama akoda ya wono. I say nipa bi obi a wodin. Enti enkomo no se ese ma enyum na efi omo de no omu hu R&B, hip hop. So this classics ne country music. Omu ni omo de no. Ye de na ye bo no. Omu hu ha omo frɛ no.
Because different.
Enti quite or I'm a piano or high life, hip life. Say anything. Enti ubeko zouk. Calypso this so omu ha omo enfrɛ no.
Okay.
Ti omu shase no omu di na share world music.
Okay.
Enti those days now make say be call HMV and some of these world music stores now
that section
the section
world music section
enti hono mu di omu nyina akugu
and no
sisi almost say if you know say world music no I'm say okay we friend global music
FM
I'm friend global music na movement me fan say
Afrobeat the global music no did that also include
just about last year
the global one no and also include Indian music and
because I don't see category trick I don't
yes world music
and say no oma chem no oma Africa there oma separate Africa there
it's getting there
okay
it's getting there kaka crack
okay then I understand Panji say at least no he is happy that at least Africa abenya the block identity be for African music. Okay. Now the next step, they say, should we as Ghanaians find a way to also get an identity under Afro beats?
And it's a legitimate question.
Good.
But as to whether or numbers or power
no, it's not about the numbers in terms of your friend is saying population, but numbers in terms of productions. What you must hear? Because a conscious effort say high life. Then we narrow it down to what makes high life. No na mpacho enyumbi a me share ya anod ne me kon DJ Breezy ene Mugis enyumbi me tie ye no me hu say starting with a flair of this modern but omo di bibia to mo a ema ade no dragging me to high life, and that is what the guitar one sa high life guitar no and the mo a ema we identify enyum we say this is high life. Because share nanam pedu no money or J adofo no money nyina or pambo tornadoes no. There is something ni nyina with different beats, but there is something. One thing I had your friend is saying identity. That guitar is not a bass guitar, but my friend say lead one lead guitar. Na say ni omo bono. Ebisi a friend Yam Ponsan, ebisi a friend no Kwao Sechi ni niema good. Mitie we nyumbi yes obetua $43,000 £43,000 for it Paul Simon utie nyum ne start here utimu say this is high life. It is that lead guitar no and a name intermediate. I'm not into music, but my advice will be say samushia enka munte mo ho ase wo na munya that conscious drive to maintain that identity in the music, and that is where you better me identify no. Bisake de ye mansa ene brother. Yet we no so these two boys here. Double. Homunso be ye bi. The old high life beats now on fire, but obi catch them and said those high life beats need commercial value. I won't agree because look at Mansa. Any brother, any double, no more dear, any be out my year. No, say you mean good. Let me say the commercial value is still there. In the end, I drink for posterity.
Arnold.
Okay. My name is Obekaya. In 2012, we called Tribute of South Africa. Yes, I was invited to Moshito Music Conference. That's our music conference. No, I think saying that Panji in Suwoho. I met Panji. My pictures. No, I saw Panji. Ewo Moshito Music Conference. No, 2012. I'm sure say Panji will remember. Now, out of our music conference, no, you create music in Africa. See, music in Africa is one of the biggest portal for African music.
Okay.
Now, me a founding father for our music in Africa. Movement, no.
We a big man.
Yeah.
We a big man.
Yeah.
And I said,
someone
we a big.
Nisembo.
We a big man.
Yeah. Lion. And I remember say,
founding father.
Yeah.
MPP name that you. Founding father. Yeah. Founding father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Music in Africa portal. Me career set here. You got to say directives, provisions, you're forming, BBR was part of it. From South Africa, you called Kenya, you could draw constitution for it in BBR. So, mama respect no cost kakra. Yeah, in Kasa, but yeah, Juma.
Big man.
Yeah. Now I remember said time I Moshito music conference no. I was now say BBR a presentation like a topic. Our industry not represented, and the topic I'm fire was say. A woman here say an awards came to say Grammy Obama Africa on one category, and that's a presentation I did. I'm research and I'm making a presentation because I felt say just like Treg any Panji Muninakano, you're boxing into world music. First, they were traditional world music, they were contemporary world music, and in the last 2 years, you're in global music. Into every other song, Biana, outside US markets, Nibiano, any UK, no, you're boxing into world music. Into European countries, you know, for one category. So, a BB hard dream, MIN. Now, meno, depend on where you stand, no, either you will be excited, say Afrobeats, no, in your recognition, and now say you would want to say, okay, you're also calling for the push of high life. But for me, any baby a music market need to see me, I am excited. Because over the period you can't about projecting our music and as a genre of music, no, and as a craft to sign international music market. Now you're boxing for over 60 years. And if now no, for some reason no, you need some recognition no, as a no, or more responsible for international music markets, no, a certain identity as Africans are. For me, I think that is a step in the right direction. Because some Afrobeats we, you know, and fi baby ne echo baby, because it do a point the likes of, if you actually get the likes of Beyonce, Craig Machine, Kelly Rowland, Omarion, Chris Brown, and others they've been influenced by some beats where they are, then we are getting somewhere. CCSC say your UK Afrobeat chart, your Billboard Afrobeat chart, and see that,
which include Ghanaian music,
of course.
Okay.
Because the UK, yes, the UK ones, you know, Black Sheriff was on it.
Okay.
So, who consider baby a fee, and we do you need to be excited because we are pushing towards a certain point. And Trick was right. High Life no nyane run. Ebutela, Jedu they've played at Apollo several years. Nasia Uncle Pat Thomas, Ekobo, one of the biggest music festivals, or I think UK can't one of the popular one back on. Glastonbury,
yeah,
yes.
Glastonbury.
Or the High Life Echo. So High Life no enyane run. Now me no the I can understand where the likes of Socrates move over the period. No more push say, oh, High Life any day. It is a good call, but like I said, no, if you consider where we were and we be able to see and yes, it will a be futile. Say a be cool for High Life now. For me, I say a support to Afrobeat movement. No,
okay.
It's gradually. Okay, I said a couple of years ago, time Burna Boy started making inroads into these Grammys. No, now Campbell, just said Grammy should have one category for Afrobeat. Now, no, you see, and see that's how categories are formed. Just like VGMA. I mean, VGMA is Grammy. They look at the trends.
Yeah.
To actually say, okay, see, a trends be as then it's a category. And this is how it starts. Now you actually have a Billboard, one of the biggest charting, industries. At the Afrobeats are kind of set up one.
Yeah.
UK, so our Afrobeats, then it means we are getting towards somewhere. In the next year or two, based on the fact that a lot of influential artists, international artists, superstars, are jumping on the sound, coupled with the fact that CCR chart system also no air in Brazil, then next year we're okay. Now your Afrobeats category in Kwan. Guess what? See, now we are not going to compete with the guys from India, Taiwan, Denmark. Just say we're competing amongst ourselves as African artists. That's the biggest step. Now, see, yes, recognition we are. Then you be a year, 2, 3. Then we start agitating for the fact that in the Afrobeats, no, your High Life womb, your Jujubi womb, your Webi womb, your Webi womb. But that's kind of what I say.
Yeah.
But our recognition, say, being Afrobeat to be a standalone category. Yeah. For me, I think that to be. In person, you should be well used, but it to be inappropriate venture. Say about fighting for. Premature. Thank you. Say, because no High Life, no, we ain't say no, because mind you, over the years now, South Africa for no one more in Kwaito, whatever it is, Nigeria for no juju. What recognition did we get? They still box this under world music.
Yeah.
So, if for the efforts of the likes of Abranti and whoever, no, we are getting to that point. I think that we should be excited, and then hope and push for the Afrobeat to be a standalone. Then after a year, 2, 3 years, then we make noise about the High Life sound. Then my last point can be about the fact that Nigeria for no a claiming Afrobeat.
Yeah.
you see, the reason here, say, the forerunners of this Afrobeat sound, the likes of Wizkid, Burna Boy, Davido.
Yeah.
And so you might think, say, pushy, and credit to them. Because some more near to the point where it is getting that international recognition. For me, I think we are saying Basso. However, no, it's a sad history, you know.
Okay.
Because when you actually check on Afrobeat, it tells you, say, it started from Ghana High Life in the 60s. Until even when they credit the Afrobeat without the S to Fela Kuti, they still tell you, say, Obefafi Ghana. So the history is still intact. So they are not claiming it. They've only spearheaded it based on Omwaka effort. And we need to give them credit for that.
Okay.
Now, the likes of Sharif Munya, they are benefiting from fights now. Brand money, Westcare money, Ben Amunya fighter is saying yes, recognition. Because when you go on that Afrobeat UK chart, Black Sharif is there. It is uncomfortable when you know man and probably because also you category be amount. And see, once you do not also have a world chart music, you can't compete with Ed Sheeran. It's very difficult. So for me, let's support the Afrobeat recognition. Then after a while, we start clamoring for high life recognition as well.
Well, that's out there. Also contribution na live stream we betimi to be at home saying. Na mamembra tili ekwe nipa fa microphone na mintio nkomo sene si koi mintio.
Official UK Afrobeat chart, official US Afrobeat chart. Yentimi nka without commending the Afro Nation guys because they were very instrumental in making it happen. It didn't just happen. Brofofon didn't just wake up and say we are giving. People had to go and negotiate for it. And it was the Afro Nation Kwasi. They had to negotiate. And these are mostly Nigerian music executives making moves. Omokoha sitting with bigger labels doing this, making sure that there is a certain identity that is preserved for the African continent, which does not come in they are consciously preserving it. The ban is saying Ghana for music executive with no action. That is my question when it comes to Afrobeat and a high life, that conversation when it comes. Because the Nigerians are backing the Kasa with action. They make moves, they sit with Billboard, give us this. Yes, trying to preserve and make sure that Afrobeat becomes the next thing that Obia person will tell we say. So how come Ghana for in a high life in a year, but we are not able to make the moves? Kasa. High life Ghana, kasa blaming them. On the other hand, the big songs I say, Ghana say, Ofa Camido, Sugarcane, Ofa Kelvin Boy, Down Flatter, and basic high life instrumentation. But obi some Afrobeat artists. So the more Ghanaians are trying to Afrobeat aboso, it doesn't limit the high life identity. It limits the identity of the whole Ghana music. And one thing I think people should know. So when Ghanaian artists want to sound Nigerian and now they want to ignore or more their high life, and they want to be like, oh, me, I be Afrobeat artist. You are not limiting the high life identity. We limited the Ghana music identity in general. Because Ebiane say, I think so great. Now maybe now cast about that for by or some sound be. Even though it was Ghanaian, they thought it was Nigerian. You didn't limit high life. Meanwhile, Obia what's high life dano? Or high life when you say this is high life or by Ghana or high life tune. The high life sound it resonates with everybody. But for it to be identified outside, and I say, limited high life na and I limited Ghana music identity, and that is the problem. Because artists know when you come the bad down cry high life music in Akasa, what means bisa high life music, how does it even sound? They be a major who ain't to say a prayer near castle, okay, Ghana, this is high life, you have it. Then Pani, the said this is high life tune. Because Uste did high life, the transition back to back. What means that there isn't even a particular documentation, as he said, of how the high life used as the Obia Bibia, the misunderstanding around high life crampo problematic, which has to be solved.
Okay, Tilly and my producers, Omo Mama Sriwich, I'm saying, I'll share with you why Omo Mama Sriwich, I said, but my main comment sooner, okay, so I'll say that. Honorable Michael Krikumanti, Deputy Minister, Tourism, Art and Culture. Now, and then Nanka is over kind of how say, me catch and says, Uncle, we're back on the square. so could allow me to do my program. Mami kwa manosina yeni oro krikumante eni nkomo. Market asimo akwa baba entertainment review so. Sir, me can say nkomo ebe call square.
Wanka topic no answer.
Okay.
So the ambassador for Harlem. Ana
FM. Na say Oye High Life Festival. Na em say obeye minister na minim say CCR no eno no atonsuo mu say dey yo.
Me the punch as no.
I see, Mate. You be doing nkomo na ahwese ne ben. But so far me assure say we tie nkomo kakra fine me boa.
Amo starting wo ekio. And me ba me ho so no. We do so pragmatic. Me ba me ho so na mada.
Oh, I see.
Me see no. And I'm saying Panji. If you say Panji, no, I'm saying, I think that Panji, and I keep on the matter, the matter, and getting more silly. Yeah, and I'm okay, yeah.
So, and come on in, and say, see, there's a movement. A Bibrahim Hanum saying, Yempe that boxing of Yen Yomono under the category of world music or global music. So anyum to be any stakeholders be umu pushi masisi that recognition of Afrobeat for the African music, an African music, juma. But I'm sure sir you don't agree with that. Unyaya and still yen pushi for her life. Meboa sa movement uhuni saying yes. Say BB said for who didn't take ya, or do who didn't take or you don't think say yes, we need any Afrobeat. We should still push for your high life to also maybe get that international recognition. And Ufi said a bit me juma mimbusao.
Okay. What genre is Afrobeat? A genre is supposed to be driven by its rhythm. It's a Okasi Afrobeat in the Africa. The Eastern African rhythm is not the same as West African rhythm. West African rhythm is not the same as West African rhythm. Central Africa. Even Ghana, Kaya rhythm, all talent is here. So if you say that Afrobeat is African rhythm, what rhythm is that?
But Mark, you be say, and you mean we say, time I know I'm afraid you know world music. Then what with them? No, so because I know what with them. They used to refer to. But that was the category I normally am.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That you tell your story. Somebody doesn't tell your story. You tell your story. So can we sit here and say that Fred Ogoni hip hop Palugo, and then they are happy that we are calling them Palugo? They're happy. Do you know that the makers do not accept the dance for or Hanta? If you may dance for artists in Ghana, the real Jamaicans say we don't do dance for in Ghana. What we play and we call reggae, so I'm saying reggae, because they believe that it's like somebody will be Shakespeare type of reggae for the wailers and Navy. There is a way to reggae that we don't play like that. We don't accept it not as reggae. So what I'm saying is that you say that you're one. Maybe for the sake of marketing purpose, say, oh, okay, the young men are getting money out of this. It's young penny and party. And where I think finding it there, young highlights and young not getting the game, and I do that the game. Moon himself, actually, the highlight party. I want to find out more about the Munima.
Black Cherry for you then.
I highlight party.
Well, my name says son of friend Hodi, I don't know.
Oh, man, can I interview for a highlight party?
Okay.
So, But I'm sure that now if you go around and start, it's going to be after Black Cherry or then after that. Black Cherry, the first song I'm ever saying is called Is it Sika or Money? Nice. But this young man wants to talk after this. They compose first time. I know most of the radio stations cry occasionally, I'm for his effort. I don't care what I need to me. I'm using can open the highlight for him. Kibi can't open me. I think he'll promise time. I say, it was sharp. They promise to cry to them because highlight not funny. Almost said, five and then I'll put it on. No, sir. We were out to because Anne said we shouldn't be proud enough to say that we're highlighting. Recently, the Ministry of Tourism, Art and Culture, UNESCO, I put here and say, then let's take highlights. It will take us 4 years. Not highlights. It may not identify as Ghana real estate highlights with UNESCO. Then we take the ownership full time. I think but a lot of the big artists were there. UNESCO they have put just like Jollof, what we do not know is that highlight is our heritage. So even if we do anything in Ghana, you must preserve it. That is why UNESCO they push say but you see we are quick to see anything outside as a best. I know. But you only show an analysis there for it. What you do not know is that the Yamana Mupushima Western, it is your actress and a more common Western. If MTN, which is South Africa, we can say we are Afro, then we are Afro, then we believe in Africa. Now that we all push in Africa Continental Free Trade Area, if we believe that we want to do business in Africa, which is also a big market, why are we not thinking into? Yes, we have platforms at this point, but the reason why I'm not there, going somewhere, it's because of distribution or streaming platforms. So if anything they push it to be the air for check on about and call us Afrobeat, we are happy because the discovery there, we are getting somewhere. If we are, I know better about the awards, that you have an interest in awards. When we get a recognition for awards, we are excited. Yes, so if what other way with the sales there, why don't we believe in the platforms now, Africa? Instead of giving our assets to the West, there is a political society called Taxen in France. I understand it is the first political society in the world. The French embassy, MVCI, is sweet. And I'm a cast of my mama about the please remember.
Peace FM.
Even them, they are saying that why are you taking everything outside with you? Because with you, I'm 70 years old. 70 years. Emra back in the Sombo and Nasa, Nasa, Tawali. Ever back near Yafu. Ever back to a folklore. Maybe we don't see the Roman about as national property. We see it as well. Campaign of the day. But we should begin to think to that, as you said. So they go on these Western platforms, over stream Western platform. But you be able to Ghana, then we say that, oh, we don't have platforms, pragmatic, we're in that meeting. Where they said they didn't have platforms. Yes, companies now Ghana and Africa and India, they won't go for them. Then they go to the West. Who beside you, it's about the same as what they get here. So are we just interested in seeing ourselves on Grammys or American Music Awards or BET? But the money that we are looking for. So for me, if you ask me, I will not fight any young man who believes in Afrobeat and wants to have his music to Africa. If you bring some Benjamin, why not?
Mami bisa we na me fancy you I'm saying. I'm sure see your question be abi na person boa. My mama san bembium. Say so I asem bia ye kan we in a global village. We in a global village. Internet no. Enya Ghana yen kwan ye dia. If we are see afana nyina, and we also talk about the fact that ye pese ye nyum call international. Enko is okay market no. Enya Ghana penny ton amomo. If we are see afana nyina because let's say unya the bigger population of we are say ebe kan Ghana population na so almost more to nyuma. That means unya sika ni bia ka ho anesa. So from world music, then sana normal classify in TV and streaming platforms. So mudi nyina kwa adaka bakum. And they are na say bibrem hanum say CCR no that recognition no eba. Obey your high life. But if we are see a drama so internet ni dear. Any sa recognition no Afrobeat. Sankanya adibone Mark Anna.
Oh, say you guys, my first thing we should box him, and I was a box. Woman, let's sound like for the world music. Now you have your own genre that is not enough. You're still enough. Tell me, this is first question.
Yes, but CCR no Africa it be before and CCR na Asia. So irrespective of ABA fine, say genre no defined by maybe find the rhythm in the account no. CCR there ebi before yanyum ni Nigeria say Ghana for anyum to for bebre omotimi omonyum etimi wura Nigeria say na Nigeria for the bi wura hanum say no other countries even Ivory Coast cry yanyum no bitimi wura hanum say na omonyum no bitimi wura hanum say but maintain that say Kroya Ukraine baby away for Russia for akoto ashom see maintain say anyum Ghana anyum tuni na anyum na popular power Ukraine ana baby sa e wo hanum say enti yenya ebibrem Afrobeat na ye nyina ye ne omo pre de sa na ye step nkakra na ekwenim
no make us say I can you bonnet but I am looking at I took a lot from Arnold because I don't have a clear in the way say the days if you want music then the other we are getting somewhere. I know for your information the reason why AB are following you and to me I do baby guys are now to find that most celebrities do America or whatever and don't send the Ghanaian music it's because of the internet. That's an internet. So even if you have to travel to countries now for America Ghana funny okay because America live very far from Ghana. But today, because of internet, the world, like you said, the world is a global village. But what I'm saying is that, are we thinking in the direction of, there will be a platform that we can get, what you're conversing became about platforms to sell our products. My worry is that we get excited when it's from the foreign country. But when it is locally, we all swallow. And then we come and say that, oh, as if when I sell on MTN or when I sell on Tigo from Ghana, the West will not see it. But you can sell it here and the West will see it. Internet is everywhere. It is maybe I will be we decide to be aggregator or whatever, but I want to sell to the world. And you'll be a better platform, so if I market it work from even Ghana, it should get to all the other parts of the world. Why are we always running from that side? Because I can't make our history. Immediately, honorable upon command, honorable by the changes. Stigmatic was doing, but was part of the meeting. Stonewall was part of that meeting. It came up that platform because for coming by their handicap. All the companies that have tried this business in this country, but our platform this will be the next Qatar plan on time. So now showing here. Oh, now we are showing here this platform because they boxed us somewhere called Afrobeat and we're showing they're doing well. Okay. It's a rhetorical one. Let's find a midpoint. But your heritage must be preserved. Whether it is Afrobeat or it is whatever form of rhythm. We all with this country. Some need to say, give a preserve high life because high life is a material that you can use to do a lot. Not the music you want to no, but the history that you can use to attract even foreigners. People come to university here to study our life and all. It's an asset for the country. The many problem with those who want to go and sell their products and Afrobeat. If you can bring somebody, why not? But always, remember, we are quick to look down on what we have and see if we are going to be superior. That is what I have to say.
Okay, Mark. Kakra Sofia.
And I'm here in Kakra. Because of the Nakata. But I want her to know that we should follow the industry. Some of these meetings, of course, the UNESCO and the arts, she wouldn't know. So she didn't think that, yes, people are fighting and they're doing all sorts of things that in a tasteful. But at the same time, there are some good things happening in the industry. Maybe on our own, we should find time, get close to people who know some of these things, and then pick some information from them.
Yes, that's Papa Mark. Let me show. That's Deputy Minister for Tourism, Art and Culture, Ramako Krekumante. Now, Otin and Kawababe Boy. So, still, studio Hanum saying, Tilly Kuani Power Hanum saying, so Chris Safo, I know that some Abedu Hanum saying, Trigmatic Numtini, a kind who Hanum say, Bois, Councillor Lutrotin, so FM. And Yenya Baku Fia also on the line. From time to time, on Subebum Pandianov, a Numtini songwriter. Tilly.
Deputy Minister. Message accepted. But on the other hand, Obiaye. So how come you to me because I said I'm also no na yebi because so obi etimi in the short time Afrobeat eba ye can Afrobeat etimi aba yetimi pushia obi etimi pushia ko negotiate etimi nya no asajana na ye fititi the high life na conference na ye ko ha na ye say na misunderstand the back and forth yetimi nko bisa ni pa say na wo ye no na se de bia ye the history sa. What is the I didn't see what is the current situation and I can ask him.
Okay.
I get him what he's saying, but the person can say I think Nigerians why am I who say it can be done. What is preventing us from also saying then we must also do it for ourselves? And I'm saying
okay, all right. Trig, meaning before Councillor Bebem no, so far Nyakono any reaction be from one.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, me per se the future is non-existent without history. It's very, very important. We can't throw it away. If you really understand history, you will know where you're going. And so, Mpacho, as for Enudie, let's not make it irrelevant to the success of where even Afrobeat from Afro Nation. If she knows the history of Afro Nation, it's equally had influence from a culture that was started by some Ghanaians in the UK as well. Honest now, you would know that they were influenced by some kind of Ghanaian business executives as well. I think I understand where she's coming from because of course Obiaye Juma to get returns and the future.
I'm sure this minimum pakwebia or better the history. I'm sure we need to get the Abakwasem right.
Yes.
With this whole Afrobeat thing.
Yeah, I mean it's the Osha. Even if you go on YouTube now, there's actually a documentary on I think say BBC 4 and moving face to face. There's something on Afrobeat. It's on Fela's documentary, and so they didn't hide the fact that it came from Ghana.
Okay.
It is in there. It is actually in there, and how the coining of the name and all of that came about. So it is in there, and so I just wanted to say that yentimi yi emfrimu sebio say yehu adia ebia counselor IMA ebia ene say when maybe we are talking about morality and now say immorality, it must have a standpoint. It must come from somewhere. And then secondly, Honorable Minister, so and he said something that me tweeted some time back. You know, minya bashin kakraba waka And the truth is, I always say, and even recently, your diaspora page, I said it recently, sometimes here as Africans, we easily get excited, especially when things is coming from outside Africa. Producer Juma, or a very huge producer, but any young one see na Ayejuma from the past, Mara Makiba Muniade. And he said something very profound, say African, you know, say many another African musician from another country, we sort of refuse to call it an international collaboration from one nation to another nation. We don't see what value it also has. Okay, many arguments but you know, me reflect it also, and I realize it is so true. As we speak now, Honorable Mr. Kasano and Marjorie Bass say, so we are actually deliberating and going back and forth based off Obi sticker or their 2 years so from unknown place. It just hits me. Even though it is the world acclaimed or accepted, no, Ushemupa, and one of the tools are most of the world leading countries, it are used pa a culture. Into culture mining, a lot of countries don't joke with it. Because they believe that through the culture of a people, you can actually control them. It is something as Africans must start looking at why the sudden interest in, even economically, we must start looking at it. Now saying, if you look at talks, there are a lot of talks about how artists are being exploited, but people don't want to highlight that conversation. Even your new artists, big artists, everyone is saying, Afrobeat is this, that. Some of the companies that are championing that agenda are exploiting the same talents. And so we must not just easily get excited, but start looking at the dynamics that are behind those things. Nonetheless, I think where Panji was coming from, Arnold Esau Sunu, was the fact, Itumie Grua could do baby. We can't fight it. Instead of fighting it, why don't we throw our support behind it? Okay. And then a treno, like behind it, then we can equally push our own way, because it's true. I mean, it's like dropping water in the sea, sort of. Yeah. So why don't we can be doing our high life, popularizing high life on our own, like Panji said, and then that doesn't mean we have to say, okay, if they are calling all African music. So then, Tilia Sembio Kaim. Then maybe fine. We want to urge Yenu and Manyom to for now. Ebio Mashas here. Me, I'm Afrobeat artist. Then maybe you start calling yourself I'm high life artist, because let's not forget Abrofuno Ushomo definition now. Even when you go on Google now, they are not calling Afrobeat as a genre. Yeah. They are calling it as a collection of African sounds. It's high life crowd. High life crowd. Under it. Genres be brave. Hip hop house be brave. So let's not confuse it yet. Let's know that there's a distinction between Afrobeats, and Afrobeat as a genre. So then Afrobeat as a genre, and no crowd under Afrobeats, Me no na make say that I was a bit scared because normally starting somewhere is more or less like erasing history. It's like a child from Uganda will not understand the core sound and why it is called. Or be decided to be free with that confusion where they will just call it Afrobeat and not understand. Lastly, to end with it, I think so mostly when genres became popular because their cultures were promoted along with it. And it's hip-hop has a culture, jazz has a culture, classical musicians, they have a culture. Everyone says omonoma study music, they don't play with their instruments. All these sounds come with a culture. Even high life, who shared the coining of the name, it was a culture that then brought out the high life, the name high life, and sound, that came with it. And so we should promote both all along. Maybe it's the glamorized, we haven't glamorized it enough to get the cool factor for the young ones to think, say, Kevin Beat, Shani away from calling himself a high life artist because I feel that the culture doesn't fit. Sorry, Kelvin Boy.
Yeah.
Then I'm kind of
Kevin BT.
Kelvin Boy. so we need to, in investing into it, like the same way Nana Minister I come about UNESCO. No, I was in that conversation as well. In investing into it, it's also good to invest in the culture of it, to grow it as Adebia. I will be proud to be a part of.
Okay, Medas, I know, sir. I have to be fair with you. Mesan about so, Panji about man. So I said it's a Panji so kind of, but I don't know if you joining us by phone. So and Councillor Meba so na also akasa Mr. Amon Francheme. So yen kwa man so na menje reaction kakran fi Panji wa no so tie. So far common akos wo fie hanum say nia Deputy Minister Honorable Marco Krikuman ente ne intervention ono so ne ode be ka ho no ebia o wa adwinche kakra bia na on fan boy Panji. Hello, Panji. Mbacho, Sam, punch this thing for me. Okay, I think I've lost him there. So, Arnold, Mami Mamremu, na menjo reaction because Mark kept mentioning your name. I'm sure, say, then, Samike, take care of this thing for me, please. Feedback via Minya Kakra. Okay, almost. I'm say Panji about one so inti menkwa man so if I'm fan me this back and forth a little confusion kakra I'm say Panji ba jot me kan mo akwa. Hello Panji. Okay, all right. Hello Panji.
Yes, what you can?
Fache me bam say me na me ponche. Yeah, me ton ka Panji.
Okay, very good, very good.
Right. So I'm sure waiting common kakra ka ho any near Deputy Minister Ramako Krikuman so edbe film menyi kakra fi on senior Sambra studio
me mom de me support you 100%. Even here say government should make some kind of intervention. Mark so young kind of prayer or no senior wakaya no he has always had this passion and love for high life. I feel say we have to protect. In TND I'm 100% behind it. Near Trigmatics because of our desire and our lust for new things. Yemfane say, azon to buy a sihu, azon to achim. Yenko be before frozen. Inti ama imrante na omobano. Omu feel say be a high life a apocryphal agro. Inti omono they prefer to associate with Afrobeat, which is fantastic. So what I say, but enyomona omobono. In the last 2 years, and your Kelvin Boy, Ushe, your Ghanaian artist, and Omwa Munyum no call global, no, Ugo say high life kakraka, a flavor, and an amaya unique. Even listen to the Nigerian songs, Bibre, Omwa high life flavor, be Ushe sa flavor, no, a Ghanaian flavor. Inti flavor, ne dear, we are Jaya, one farm of Monica Tran can find no any day. Inti yes, so you more money no any high life.
Me that's Panji. Messenger mo message baby why?
No, yeah.
Right. Panjianov, Nyumtini, songwriter. And komo ya ye di ono so kan ho binti, ya brano na yakwa humano so na ya jikakra if you know what I'm saying. So me ba studio no hanom say na there are other parts of enkomo SED on the music industry. Yeah, bani ababe rap up, Meji Arnold intervention. Then my back councillor so abe gene submission. Na yeah the way this first part on the Afrobeat no ye see. Na the next part of enkomo no enkomo twitwe bi akoso ye be boy ne no na maba be jimpin for agentche Arnold meet you yeah
I mean who analyze it conversational question critically it points to your fact say you can the same thing na minister there him say or ye high life apologist yes I mean I respecting the say the man. I remember I said the first edition of, I think first or second, 2 editions of High Life Festival. No, many nane yeah. Maybe a brochure no man for free. The entire brochure I'm a Troy. Manje Peswa, Inter Minister, Patrol, Aries, Michelle Bebre. So I mean, I respect him for being a High Life apologist over the years, and I support the preservation of the High Life genre. Unse Minister Kasanoka say. The acceptance and recognition of Afrobeats no young guys no sika, he's all for it. That's exactly what it is. Because international music marketing recognize you for movements, no, it all boils down to you making revenue from the streaming platforms and blah 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 blah. Now, my example, then I move. We say the likes of Kwame Eugene, they are touted almost as the pushy high life to that point. The same Kwame Eugene offer VGM records more. On we need high life genre dominate in a short space of the career and we dominating high life for the past 22 years now. We need high life category no more than Kwame Eugene. Guess what? The last album, no, and I'm speaking this based on assumption, he was conflicted. I mean, what I was high life king, on naming the album, no, Afro High Life, because we're pushing high life now to the point where when we say yes or yeah, there, but then the Afro beats too is dominating. In his mindset, no, the confusion is okay. Then let me mix the Afro and high life. So he named the album Afro High Life.
What about Nia? Where you use the word be?
Yes.
Young glamorize.
Yes.
High life.
Yes. So that's
enough. Yes. Is that not the case?
That is the case. That is the fact.
Emranchana ni mabana. Yema hunya kono man yes okay.
Sir.
Yes you die ni.
Sir.
Jobuni say yan kokrafo.
Inti Obesha, one of the biggest calls that I have always say is say young guys no and glamorize it. Omo fin tu omo ho. Inti I think that's where it must start from. Because if
you're saying, how do you do that?
And no, it's a conscious effort. And yes, so biagitum. You understand? It's so biagitum say for the projection of and preservation of high life.
So how do you make it trendy?
And I'm making as an artist na jitum because I cannot go and force can promise to call say high life. Or no, so nyasa mindset and we say, well, you can make it a national policy. It's a statistical baby. And something you do, baby, because artists no jam on their boss or your business. Do you saw this do never the table news be no so say Afrobeat and women's recognition no be scar. F your high life. You understand? So when we start from maybe a national policy, then we make it a conscious effort. Say, I may be proud to actually label your song high life. Then we are getting somewhere. Otherwise, if you don't motivate and convince that artist and say, "We be bois," then you want to mean for some.
Councillor, Bremo, I meet you. Yeah.
No crab akwa uki utie nkomodie yi mu. There's one common word that ever box. When obi echi wo hye corner bi na omo abidi kakra di na wuri na wani age a kai say o freedom would betimi aye expansion utimi aye more than what you have has also been sat upon. Afrobeat. Oh, within that global music, no. High life shebebi. Yenunu ya wasre. Hani eti wo table isu. And I'm branch every buy say, high life bibi say. I'm no so ka group ni din ya. Enye toko kito wo table isu. Say high life they gave themselves a certain name. That the high life never back. They are the originators of her life. And every Friday, be around by her life. Bibi sa, our GBC. Gardens was a dame bois. Near catch on some two boissy. Yet, Hannah, my level, your man her life. And to Quabe Nancy. Yes, see, and her life. How much did it? A crown, UG. Yeah, you see, and your life. I'm an AJ. International accreditation and recognition. Yeah, fight say, omunya her life. Minister Kasasi, I am to Kasasi here. Or see ye nimu say, Black Sheriff or a high life musician, Anna. Abranti or T. Obey a nyumbi. Or see her life, focus on you. Interview be a business or a cocrana. Bisano. Kumi guitar. Kumi yaya kumi. Yes, you are kwakra. So in the first place, no, unya, Mr. Kede said, "Kelele Japan, and I can't no listen to them." So in the first place, ni yena ya say, ya pese high life, eko baby a yebenya recognition, yanka sankasano, high life no yeah ko ho ye japade amount say want to me and manage japade na how can you maximize profit out of it? So if you tell me say Afrobeat is what is paying on the world market, so let's put in quote our whatever aside and follow what will bring money and believe that within it, we have a high life in it. I don't side with anybody. What has stopped us? Say beyond legislature, beyond the historic conversation until he can. And the history of Ghanaian high life was thwarted from the beginning by Kwame Nkrumah, and the history of everybody has history. What has it done to us? As the history entered into book biya na obetima can say high life originated from ABCD. You better read that agenda. You better can say no. Ama ye diakoye case. Ama Afrobeat no who any ho. And the Afrobeat no high life music should be loud. Yeah, killing high life no. Music for your dancing feet. Brabin is that the title?
Mm-hmm.
How was music clubhouse? We are then ubetna ho. And idea back when high life no. See, I mean, maybe say day high life. Not so critical. Or see, acoustic lead guitar no. And high life no. Jedu ambule. Enko bo die bi abaye. Ubekaya. High life nankasan entokwa wo ho. How do we really bring the high life clarity? Said this is high life, and stop fighting ourselves. How many gatherings near come and you high life? Yeah, say bandsmen about live band. No more high life. Everybody takes to the floor. No more sir. Almost try some about the Shatawales, the Stone Boys, the Trigmatics, the Travel and with the live band now. Now it is Obia Kotanasi. Me, I watch it. It's high life no say a traditional thing. We are originators. Now we are mujemua. The kind of ye money common thing. Say President be of America ha no abano be event wa ha obi etu efi be ba yembo pure high life ni mom. Not the attract one. Yemma trig money microphone can him what it means to be called a high life artist. Ninja branding them as old men. And because they don't want to be called an old artist, no. And no, I don't know because they say, "Unim na Ghana, a fraud legend," and one will carry ne. Brown names are. You want to see unim na mom title legend. Or look back, remove it from my name because Ghana I am a legend. No, be a fraud for sure. Be a I think we need to have a conscious effort from our educational policies, from our traditional cultural centers, from our festival and events, say, making the conscious effort of bringing the clarity of what is high life music in Ghana. Because even me, I am confused. Right now, I don't know who is a high life artist. Whether Kwame Eugene high life artist, meaning, I say, a man award, Musi, hey, Soboro, Aquanibo Soboro, Stombo, Soboro, they say, on your high life artist, you bought my level, on your high life artist, so who is a then your friend high life, no? Until Deputy Minister yesterday, Obia can't life ani abodin. Se si adia u abodin kese senye nyina. Enyam po a. Tamade franchise ma bra kwesi ato adwuma yisu yi. Yenhwe pushing bi wo ho say, how do we put her life in the minds and the hearts of our people? Se ke bokpalogo a gamani ye bo adowa ya santifuade ye bo her life. How do we identify and push it as an agenda to fight? Not to go and fight what the hip hop or whatever is there, but can we please place our high life beyond it? Near say be yana bra. Dayan so near started our weekend band nibi. Yes, started be kakra na ye. Who ni be ako? And no me ko be anu anyu ye bon krofo ade ya. Tik big no high life yet one na say ya obi an body bia we feel is acoustic be ye 20 and we are the pemba and kobio na say.
Medansi. Well, yeah, the fan di kind of base here say na yankomodie on the music industry, you know, near toss me, you know, me babe bo and come to be a coso and you to form you know. A stone boy in a sack or dear. Yanko my baby dear twaso no background no and I in a son if you heard him say me bo and neno and some more modia to Jan, send his sequel, me bo mamma. Na my bam penny for maba be hyase na magye eye o madwenkyerɛ wɔ sankomo ho. But before yɛbɛkɔ no so no mame fa asɛra kɛseɛ mfa maka fam no masoro asene wie na wɔte yɛnka yɛne ɔma se
Peace FM. One with TV way, a smart 8K. You Netflix, a YouTube, and I feel how you go. And you send the boss to be go. Kafa, young Conquer promo. It's a more price no. Easy. Oh, machine way, a energy saving. A sign keeping me no more fresh side by side. Fridge ni, freezer susuni. Now we man told. Kafam young Conquer promo. We told TV no at easy price. And you do so check. Wow! Kafam young Conquer promo tea. I was a funny if you crab with 6 burner gas oven. Nibble for 4. We told any assigned chairman. Rice cooker. Kafam attity home appliances. So now check the other baby. Menyamu blender. Menyamu kettle. Masenyamu microwave oven. Kafam young Conquer promo no. I say wakoto angwamu. Nyacho bankuni na akaho. Chocho focho. Duani yende. Kushegu ajimada service idea dia
Fresesia 0500 000 105 and 0500 000 106 na ka fam there aye dankasa.
Peace FM.
This dial is hot. Stay tuned.
Best radio.
News on your number one station.
It's the weekend. Let the good vibes take over. Only on your favorite station.
With your favorite station. Digital and on your smartphone. Radio.
That's what it is. Yanko Enumian Traso, Ewa Yejimedi, so entertainment review. 3:23 is the time. Now, and Komodia de Traso, yum to form you no Sakodia. Any Stone Boy. Woman France 24 English edin komo. Na enkomodi enkomo na womudi ye no. Ewie ye bo enkomo no ebiamo. Amamo etiefo. Na e dia ye enkomodie enso edwumedie so entertainment review. So yentie sakode any Stone Boy. Ewo France 24 eno abrochiro patro France 24
You're another fan of joint projects. You've worked with Burna Boy, Sean Paul in the past, and your sound is quite a fusion, like reggae.
Obisa Stone Boy asem brofo no se ne omisiwe brofo arres kontomre ni nyina ne se na obisa na ba nkomo ya ye di aba besinkoi akwese ene ho asema na ono so ebisa ne bie but yentie we so emfanto aso na embra yanko eni messages are coming in. Mama, my crowd had say I lost track on the number of messages that are coming in. Teach you more muti or Facebook no. So this is the information my producer Sketch said. It is a foreign content. If we don't mute it, they will take the streaming off air. So unfortunately, I didn't grab it. Say, if you are not listening to us on radio, then I'm sorry. If you are watching us on Facebook, are YouTube people too among? So if so share, I don't cry. I'm scrambling. My mom watching me say, say and I'll share YouTube and our Facebook. You notice that one Stone Boy and Sarkodie and Common Boy, because it's a foreign content from France 24. And if we don't mute it, they will take the live stream. They will take it for copyright purposes. They will take it off air. And the program no crano so that particular audio we've muted it intina montino but basically yankomo baby ye pese ye gina na edino asem a maame na obusa Stone Boy ni Sarkodie asem no ebusa se adenti no motonyum o twi kasem ni ever kasem na motonyum no twi ni ever kasem a enti yom fa mu nko akire o enti mi info mu nko akire omuntu obrofu kasem omuntu obrofu kasem a brofu no de ebetimi de o medu akire ewiase afa na nyina Trigmatic oya nyumtuni mi sha se views a trig sasemi it is saying sanity say singing in Ga
Waboa Waboa and that's the kind of Waboa in your opinion I don't think it's true. I mean if you look at crowds the likes of Yusundo, Sidiki Diabate, okay, let me not say Yusundo, be the young ones like Sidiki Diabate, Fali Pupa, and Co. Ibinum Kra etching more than what the Davidos and the Wizkids are doing. And these guys sing solely in, is either they are singing in their local dialect or maybe a bit of French. But to say is the only way I original so that's not true. And when you look at a song like Gangnam Style, I mean take word back I say Bibi to say Macarena me nim the normal kind but na me feel it. I mean songs in the past like Premier Gao was a big song in Ghana. We didn't need to know what really it meant, you know. Maybe I say beating up pam 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 pam, then you know what is coming. And so I think it's the type of song first of all we are talking about. As a musician, obeshe beat, it matters. The compositions, other things come to play when it comes to like music, like when you look at the writing, the arrangement, you can't take away those things. Language, yes, a one positive side. To say they all can maybe a bit of English, and I say to translate what you are saying somewhere in the song can also get you a larger audience. It plays a role, but it can't be the only thing. A lot of things. I mean, I think K-pop is one of the biggest sounds. Then it will never be big because then but then even now kids in Ghana are beginning to learn the culture, the K-pop culture now. So it's not really in your opinion. She has a point, but it's not the main point. It's not. It counts. It's one of those things. We'll share YouTube say is the biggest streaming a year. We'll share the numbers compared to the other streaming sites, and the top 4. They are not Anglo musicians. I was just checking their names. It's Eastern European names. Then there are songs when you listen to them. Even the French musicians, they are biased. They sing only in French. One of the biggest songs some time back was Désolé by Session Dassault. I didn't understand the song. I'm sure people from the other world markets didn't understand. No, and you'll be on a French, but people enjoyed it. And even we share people from the African francophone countries now. Not all of them have songs in French or French international language. Not all of them. Bebinumka Jula, Ebinumka Mewe songs, not all Mewe songs are in. He speaks, but they command numbers. They command numbers. Especially Abrofo, Eastern Europeans, no. Some of them, in fact, their big artists do zero English. They do zero English. Some of them are still doing their folkloric music, but just urbanizing, maybe dance, maybe in a house, so that they can still appeal to a certain market. I think a lot of things come to play when a hit song is a beat kahon, arrangement kahon, your hook, even your promotion. Now it's even away from the talent itself. Your promotion, your campaign, any now language there. I don't even
about so no more clarify point to be, because you know what question was not specifically nine call my hits or audience, but person call man so many me ma panji and of sumbrim na mimbusan about sasemi ebika say yes enyom de say ebetimi wia wia sia fa na nyina ti say what no bluff kasem. So the person was interview a Stone Boy any Sarkodie no say I didn't know to no ever and now to no tree mu for tree no cross it twee. It's tree, it's not twee. You are sitting in France, you're saying twee. What is twee? There's nothing like twee, it's tree. Please, next time don't say that again. Panji, man, so Panji.
Yes, Minia.
So asami amami sanity language role playing in terms of no cressa, yes. One two abroad kasem went mean do sanity.
Oh, media maintain the enya no cre. Amu langai up to the mentias here. Wapa Gangnam Style no so mentias here. Inti way some of the biggest songs. In fact, Tenetrigmatica, if you go on YouTube, you look for the biggest stream songs in the world. One sheni over say Bibre Spanish. In Kenya, bro. The Spanish no infantonium. Media enyuma ube to me expressive feeling, because music there is an international language. Music any casedia in crying bibre or having quite a brem name in the a boy me grandma means you in crying casa because enyum near me. Yen and I am quite a brem ye teach Jamaica for Omokasa na bro for a patwa. And Adia back on the say, if there is anything to do with language, then it is that patois, anase pidgin, anase slang, eno, enebefa. Uba say Nigerian artists ni na enya brofu no mude tunyomo pidgin, because pidgin no, despite say brofu no, wo culture any wajin be rip, because what's the sakata no. Intimate me aka brofo, but make me aka pigeon. Pigeon no enye brofo. Jamaica for omunyuma mutuni nyina enye brofo patwa. But enyum nti yakra insem bebre wo ha yeti. But Jamaica for na kire yesa no mani nyina. Look, Jamaica is Almaya less than nipa 4 million. Just Accra so change Jamaica. But show more influence. Jamaica for abo reggae since I hear woman 1967. In Jamaica for no mubo reggae. Up to and still our mubo reggae. Oko Grammys are your best reggae award. Because Omwa can for Munyum. At the same time, so Omu dancehall. Omu reggaeton. Omu normal bibre. But reggae nankasa ne die ewo. Inti ye japa die in fact. Afa so kai say enyuma be hiti wo wieti bia ye were reggae version. Almost sashio rhythm no kwa no mbesa senior mark kai. What defines music is rhythm. Ubo reggae nyuma on sashio on sa chord ba kumpo on sa bass line no eno ane say wo de be reggae rhythm no. Na enyum ni nyina. Inti high life society. Enyum dia sanity. Inti young crockery a japadi. High life ni de japadio. Afrobeat ni de Africa for ni nyina de. Inti yen nyina yen tumi mfa ye fi asem enkowra Afrobeat mu. Afrobeat no manen wo ho. An Afrobeat. Inti ene de manen wo ho. Ye high life, yen fa ye high life no so enko Afrobeat no mu. Afrobeat ni de Pan-African. Ni de am a Pan-Africanist. Inti I'm for Afrobeat. But within the Pan-Africanists, there will still be people who came who are Kan. There are people who are Yorubas. There are people who are Zulus. There are people who are so many different. But the Union in Afrobeat, if you ask my young friend,
okay,
high life need the yadi.
Okay,
and share Afrobeat hits ni na ube who say high life kakrawo. Black Sheriff, Kidio, Kwame Eugene, Tatawale, Yapo, no, it doesn't matter. High life kakrawo. 10 years to no cry a high life. In Kenya, and whom he say a better guitar and Sunny who say a new way a high life. And your guitar no crown a high life. Sure, guitar is very characteristic. But and yet guitar no crown a high life because high life no whole crown and a guitar no buy.
All right, Panji. Medasi, that's Panjian of Ghanaian musician and a songwriter. So, Trick, Bezo, we na me call me pana members na me can say the question or specifically say wider audience. Say ni pado do ono betimi etia, and you're saying say language. It has nothing to do with it. Yes, Anity.
No, I didn't say it has nothing. I'm saying it's not the main thing. It can help. A bit me properly. It's reaching a wider audience, but it's also not a guarantee. There are people who have done songs that are even 100% English. Any enrich big audience. What do you say also about that? So it's not the main thing. It's just. It can count as a contributing factor. A bit me Aboagye say, I may because I have meaning. Recently there was a meme running around say after listening to Obiti French song with Filia, me say no with Sunkra woman then later realize they say it has nothing to do with feeling. So that's the effect of sound. Into language, is language is not really, as sometimes slow gospel music to me yes course. Ain't utia to me fa hunsun later now we say I didn't hear gospel. Oh, ain't it's I think say Anna, when you sing in your dialect.
But I'm just looking at this one. So I just Googled this one, the most spoken language worldwide 2022. In 2022, there were around 1.5 billion people worldwide who spoke English, either natively or as a second language, slightly more than the 1.1 billion Mandarin Chinese speakers at the time of survey. Hindi and Spanish accounted for the third and fourth most widespread language that year. So, going by this, English indeed.
True.
So, if you are singing in English, it will be better to make it that point, sir. But you see, it means that you get that wider audience.
Yeah, but Kwasi, you see the dynamics is different too. Speaking English is different from creating a song using English, because you can equally create a bad song using English. And so the English is not a guarantee. It is a contributing factor. In fact, it's a minute contributing factor. Because there are Asians who have rich people here in Ghana. I made an example. Ghana, I wasn't talking about hate, so I was talking about rich. The song was big everywhere in the world. In fact, it was number one everywhere at that point when it was released. In the back, people like Shakira, in as much as they did some English, everybody saw the Spanish culture and their language in there. And so for me, what I think that yes, it can contribute to maybe reaching some audience as well, like you're saying, but it's not a guarantee. It's not the main thing. It's a contributing factor.
Okay, Councillor, you. Himself so to we are Tuni.
Bema. Jerusalem. Oh, Brasa ni sanyo no. Dia na mka ho. Pa deep na ebe du ba bi wo kurom a, wo ye part no abo amulanga. Obi betua ma abo amulanga. Who repeat here, people don't get bored. But amulanga say anything. And then I'm actually on amulanga say wa. I just give them the definition. Do you know? Man, so man come on tia here. But me am tia amulanga say boy my head din say so for me ti o me move. One say emza asemna ye bi so mo no. That alone gives me a marketing strategy. I think I'm cancer. Say obi ti France. Atenyum no enim say sack e rap with language bia on team, but the speed of his rap, the content of the rap, until lyrical content na see you, but we fall in love with sack or there with the way to me yen adie. Wa who stone boy or peston boy as so bolona some penyum no or sabat on tiasie. Language is one, but those of us who do music, the place language play more in music are soul music and religious inclined music. Me can you share my to say ya tunyum no. Ya tunyum na ya nyankopon religiously inclined. Ana so classical music. Ona lonely. I am so lonely. I got nobody to call my own. Tilly, a boo na first song lonely. West ne woman and then ma and you bibio. What must say? Obiaya Bonnie or senior me near Biono aba. Now ni me abeduni. So this or not tiasie or West no de bano. But you show mammy or woo. Mammy no woo and saying, and I'm finding crazy. Mammy the friend say, Osinachi. Ninum. Sanum ne bon one at Yasia. Welcome here. I mean, Obia was not to know. But so Yatuma, a sorry for to form no move soon. So language has this role when it comes to this type of music. And me as a musician, I saw when you manipulate or the worship. If you call to worship and the congregation doesn't know the words of the song, yeah, you don't flow. Eti no kura ni say, mami na se mo ka se kasa boano ampa. But sina kasa internationally well spoken when you say. When it comes to the music schemes, no so. Obu onyum na how can West no until. Now say Black Sheriff, and you more boy yeah. Them say last 2 weeks in the year, sir, review about wait no here no. Gabi, is it Gabi? Gabi twist no the sweetest part of the song is what must not be heard. One tweet sa area na nye de dianka. Oda say na go be po adwe maso. But ye dey catch a Black Sheriff. Sheriff aye nyu bebre, why anko be bia, but oye brofo pe akoto Nigeria. You see the conversation? A year brofo pe twese na akoto chat enti enye ni nyum na because of the brofo kan ho a oye travel or kan went in a call. So that agenda is another boxing us to lose our originality. Almost said the baby wo. Enti bomoni na twi enti sa akode kan wo twi mu a eso bala second problem eso be ka twi no aka brofo nja afide nyum ba ko ese 30 seconds no eso wo ye no repeat say kuma would buy afide man ko baba me atro anim I go come is coming inside mo your friend say wo brofo mu de wo kan ya atro anim before kan say
subtitle
your friend
subtitle
also there cameraman see you say translation and the subtitle na pie anim ho no o ka twi na brofo na ye tro no wa wuti twi no say de a tro no away bus
medasi counselor medasi
what be there na say
yeah
Chinese movie anhwe ya pe Chinese for nyama enti de o kan no kura bi wo mu but when it comes to some particular forms of music dead a year no nyama no that is where words makes meaning but yes adia Stomboy momo nkoso nya de omo ye na to de wo beto o sako de kai no de wo wo ngba ese wo gba wonwum a ye de yewudin bisa trick market
medasi mamema anodimbrem you sing in Twi. Don't sing in Twi. I know you have to speak in Twi.
In Twi.
Yeah,
Twi.
Yeah.
Okay, subtitle no na mama kai. Na me call for office ko subtitle man.
Okay.
Me pon fi airport na masa ko movie Africa. What's now better 3 hours? I subtitling some. Yeah, bro. Oh, twakakra. On so arrests. On so arrests and suit here.
Why then the car industry?
Oh, boss. Oh, boss. Minute woman here drink presenter. Now, what you soon the words carefully. Or say English might get you to a huge market. So, Trey, your guarantee, this is where I follow. Might get you to a huge market. I totally agree. I agree with Trey and counselor and believe he said music no a universal language. Trey, a lot of examples, Macarena, the latest age Jerusalem. It tells you say more of the rhythm than the language. We know this. A lot of the hit songs on my example I hate it. But the point is, say otono brofu mu a, there's a likelihood say audience no ebe kese. The reason no is simple. Wo statistics now the mind no relevant o. Very relevant. Unim say enyom na Gangnam Style, Macarena, Pata Pata, Jerusalem, any the keke kan nyina. Do you know say san KBA omotono brofu mu a could have reached a bigger market? Because the point is, once you say can tono brofu mu a, audience be no based again on your statistical mind would appreciate the lyrics more. They would relate to it more. An internet counselor, unlike a nice here, me met turning around. Black Sheriff, Kweku the Traveler, it do that level because a lot of people could appreciate the lyrics and relatability. They could relate. That's how come everybody jumped on it. Into some way challenge now. They sing it with emotions. Why? Because they understand what he's saying. That's how come when you see them do the challenge with the Insungu, they do it with set because they feel it. They can relate to the lyrics. Again, sir, who never F up and raise your hands. Why do you think everybody's jumping on it? Because they understand it. Sanko tunochimwa. I think my baby say it wouldn't anka a tracer. So yes, music no tune or language more. It's fine. A behete and blah 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 blah. But so the masses no appreciate it and no to me relate here. It means that your numbers could be more. So the lady, the question no be say and asking the comment no make here on point. English might get you to a huge market. Absolutely spot on. Jerusalem, why did I need some quiet on day Benaboy Beam? Because they wanted to reach a certain marketer on better bro for on better say. So yes, I agree. Say a universal language, but then what the bro for no come there's a likelihood say numbers no be quick. Into me disputes are there no cry. Based on one analysis and I say or stars now the back count say you baby na bro for it's moment putting in a mindset. Me track me manage you. You do most of your songs in English. Why? And let's be fair. Our international audience, no, it grew over the years because they appreciate what you say in the song. It's a plus. They love the rhythm. They love blah 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 blah. But when we appreciate the lyrics and can relate, that's an added advantage. So for me, I think say let's encourage them. You see, say if fluency, proficiency in English, no, why not? So Craig, even for some of the guys who do local languages, no, when they put their stuff on international market, they do subtitling. Why? Because they want you to appreciate and understand what they are saying. It's about me and discouraging people from doing English-related songs because it will get them to a higher audience. I agree with the presenter.
Okay, all right. So, Ebia Fina Utia, messing Subium, Arnold kept referring to statistics in India. Yes, we just Google this one. How many people speak English? We asked him how to say. If I don't know, the sign normal can't English. So, says English is the world's most widely spoken language, but it's usually in the fact that the vast majority of speakers are not native. Of the approximately 1.5, oh, okay, number 7 kind the other one, but 1.5 billion ɛna wɔn ka brɔfo na edi hɔ nom koraa yɛ 1.1 that's Mandarin, Chinese, na Spanish in aka na ɛtoatoa so great microphone na minti you on this issue about say otu obrɔfo mu a we get huge market, wider audience. The padodo na be abenyo na o appreciate you no. Singing in Twi, which is tree, and Eve, Ga, Dagbani, Fanti, whatever. Unya that huge market.
Okay. Kwasi, Angelique Kujo were winning Grammy 5 times and yes, Mpacho say on Tobrofo. Sometimes,
yeah.
Or the frafra, good. So that means an element of people understanding what you are singing might help. But at the minimum about arts, say a man for a bear appreciates. My main family film, the story, and me saying, and the people will appreciate the movie first and foremost. My sound on your bad, my picture on your bad, my BB on your bad. But if the story is good, people might enjoy the film. They will finish before.
How do I understand story?
How do you understand the story in the film? Oh, say asem now.
The story is in Chinese. It's in Korea.
Kwasi, you watch the film, the story now omo kano. Se won't take us no, need the story is good. You will follow. The first time I watched Mother Indian. It had no subtitle, but I really enjoyed it. Metiasie ni omo kano. That's say my family music and so no. If the rhythm is catchy, that is first and foremost that you should look out for as a musician. If the rhythm is catchy, I'm putting the story and the rhythm at the same. And you might yet see appreciating is the rhythm, the catchy. Into first as a musician, you must go for the rhythm, an attractive rhythm, before you consider the message or the language auditum. And you be one corner, message many woman. There is no message, but because rhythm no a catchy and intino, we jump to it. You are offended. Well, intino, me more dear.
But I want to move on. The time, yeah. No, but I can't stand better.
I beg you, we are offended. We are offended.
Yeah, let me move on.
And you know, Kwasi, the elements now can mimic dear. I will consider first the rhythm before I go for the language.
Tilly, Mintio na yembe boy be 1 or 2. One issue be I what I'm saying. I am to find some diplomatic passport. Yeah, Tigmatic mom some diplomatic passport. You have this come on. Quickly, Tilly, mami
I think so over the years music has evolved, and now the business of music are evolving so much that you might not necessarily have to sing katui. And who is that here potty say I was to English because of collaborations and features. If it's about audience, tapping into a particular audience, I think say when it comes to that, collaborations have proven that it works. You don't have to necessarily speak French, but you just have to collaborate with a big French artist, which is why most of artists there is mathematics behind the music mathematics, music markets, how you tap in other markets. It comes with getting a team and planning for it. And to say that's a lyrics, say delivery, very good. That's a person me tap into a French speaking country. I might simply just collaborate with a bigger French artist there and just simply tap into the audience because a calligraph Jones and it's wavy. Now me share reaction video say a beba after the enyomne bar out calligraph at some point or rapio or no ne kasa when I sack a rapio trimu. There's this particular guy free Calligraph Jones come now or review there no your reaction no what me who say sack part no I need down my volunteer here and he kept on how we understood but I love him. I'm a big fan. He just had to collaborate with somebody in that country. Yes, Ebian calling or Tiasa Kebeni more, but he didn't have to. We need fun nonetheless because the conversation ever back to audience. Getting audience, so I might as well just collaborate with somebody who has the audience there and just win some over. But of course, Otidia Okana is also a plus to it.
It has it. Yankoma idea na say high life won sembe remu. Emma yenua nyumtuni KK Fosu pese okan bibi kakra. Dwumadie si yenyen yimu nti KK nso de yenua no okan dwumadie ho. Nti se opese wo kire na adwen apese ya man sa akwanya no mame nkwa ama no so na ye ne nyumtuni high life nyumtuni KK Fosu yentie no na Emra studio biom KK
Brother.
Okay, so menti ase ne sem se enkomo aye di na high life be wure mu no de we high life nyumtuni na chese we no ayese akwakopim account Emma wo se wo bibia pese wo kan yentie o KK
Madam, as the panelists, I think when it comes to high life, now you can't want to say, Kabeme the Devia, high life Virginia, promotions and a cano. And Mr. Bocata, you know, much say, and Yama be many person, and Yama be free. Anything, high life, and I just read it. And music, and Kasana, you know, music, a whole culture on its own. Music, musicians, their dressing, their lifestyle is different. Music and Ankatano, you need to understand the game. And a business neck on for bar. I was so the way they okono. Said I mean about it cancer, you need to know music maths, and then you need to know music marketing. They are business part of it. It is semi KK. If some person me promote to me culture, what is my culture? Say be a casa way of living. And also me person me promote to me culture, me promote to music because music is very loud. So you come music as someone, you're very loud. You own the fan music me quite tree. But I think say obi etiwase is far better than say mentiwase. Etimubeti Bob Marley. The world loved Bob Marley because of his English language or your Jamaican ni, but not on kapatwa or ninyumu. Umoti Bob Marley nyumi here. Ninyum in a 20% and 30% pen a patwa, but the rest is English. It is a man named Sam and say, ye high life or not dear, the Ukrainian chi language and even Obesha Armenian Stoneboy, Sako de Casano. Stoneboy say, maybe a local dialogue, and can I in local dialects a Dawson, and yet Chinkwa. Me person be promote to me local dialogue HE. Obi so be person be promote to me Aigbe. And intina Stoneboy emphasize more on say ever because also per se we are sitting the gender no the culture no inka. And no ye gender or way of getting music no. It must say e bit na church nema media me yan come on studio. Me church nema media me you see the beboa. How life is just a reading. And right now no music na call any business. The using it was promoting say high life, but me have on by a Afro high life. Yes, and a Afro like high life. But I remember starting a promote here except Oko Dr. Khan shows move on with tips. I started starting in here. A kayache. Anything and then Ota high life for no Yahochrian because Yankimin flow. What they must take his life no Omukan bro for near the internet boy and also start all the China or no to the culture. I understand it 100%. But me you see yourself that all the fluent English so to certain two English songs more now. I think that he will go for English and people will understand him more than the business count now as well as the promoting and culture.
One of these days, yabeba na yaba bedin komo keke nyami shapa. How life nyumtini KK Fosu. My main kind comment ni be I love Trickmatic so much. That's Konfanko Kwabna. Well spoken Panjianov. Afrobeat is for African. But High Life is Ghanaian. I love that. That's Kwasi Abedu. John Brain says I laugh when people tease themselves. That music music has no language. Language can limit how far your music can reach. Even in Accra, some typical Ghana songs are crying because she is very popular. All right. This one says, Trig now sounds more like a music lecturer, and I just like his vibes this afternoon. Nice one there. That's Kennedy Love Kofi. You know, this, I think the Afrobeat encompasses all the genres. That's Nanachi and Odiwe by. Nice talk. That's NS Kwabna Ameyaw. And also Ediwe by. Let me try and do this one here. That says, our artists don't have enough exposure out there. We are not connected and have not built relationships unlike our Nigerian counterpart. That's G Baby Bwedi. What genre is Angelique Kidjo known for by the outside world? She has been winning their awards. That's Ruth Safo Kantanka. And some of the messages also from the YouTube live stream says, let's concentrate on high life music. Afrobeat is not for all Africans. That's Kinseth Eduama. I don't know. I know this is not our culture. That's Jocelyn Mensah and Odianobai. And Cherub says, even Despacito was a hit all over the world. And he just gave me the clue that I should play Despacito. Yay! Me because I'm a part of that. And Cherub, you give me that clue. Despacito is one of my songs.
News on your number one station.
It's the weekend. Let the good vibes take over. Only on your favorite station.
With your favorite station. Digital and on your smartphone. Your radio is hot.
Watch on the jump on the other fucking entertainment review. And then it's over to some entertainment. I've been another entertainment review. Pressing in the bum for Tennessee. Entertainment review. Down up over my man the fans, man the fans, man the fans.
Yanko so yento dwumadie no so na yentie bia nkomo ebetwa to ewie ene sa nkomo ya ye ba bedi na ya sore so nyumtini sa akode de nsem media atudwa Ghana nyuntefo mu hia diplomatic passports ato say yentie sa akode nsem ode tudwa ba diplomatic passport de ade yentie. I'm in Brad studio where Numtuni trigmatic and so I say. So Numtu per diplomatic passports. May Hesenka Ebenyo Penibino it me boy diplomatic passport a dien. Dientina Numtu APB diplomatic passport. What's this man saying? You should keep quiet. So, diplomatic passport is a type of international identity document issued by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, defining the position of diplomats and grants them privileges. Diplomatic passports are issued to government officials and their families who have been sent abroad to attend congresses and conferences. Diplomatic passport is a type of international identity document issued by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs defining the position of diplomats. Underline that one. The position of diplomats. And grant them privileges. Underline that one too. Grant them privileges. Diplomatic passports are issued to government officials. Abayin Ejumafo. And their families, for. So Tracy, Benya, don't laugh. And who have been sent abroad to attend congresses and conferences. Underline that one too. Yeah, some congresses and conferences. Trig. Do you support? You think you are ambassadors?
Yeah.
Mukwa mujina Ghana for your name.
Yeah.
And munya bibisenya ebeboa.
I think say ABA or you sue diplomatic passport not as a main document or request, but like some kind of a window say in processing ABA visas for cultural ambassadors easier, because sometimes it's a whole work. It's easy, and that is not ABA just with young as artists all other people who engage themselves in cultural activities, and it also includes people in the media, where you know you have to go be aligned, meanwhile arrangements has been made that so I'm sure it's just the hustle that we all go through. I mean, we would love to. It's not. I don't think the request is to be treated special. I think it's just to make things easy. And I know I support that. The mention of a diplomatic passport was just to say just using that as an example, as a documenter. But to say, for instance, some of the embassies, because I don't know if I'm permitted to mention, but some of the embassies have special days for people who are going on cultural activities, so when you look at the American embassies on Thursdays, there's no long queue, they know already, say on Thursday, then you are from the arts way, or maybe to not use a diplomatic passport, maybe some kind of document, a letter or something that then it can make things easy. I think it was just an appeal to make the processes easier.
But some more documents, I mean, I know, say, like if I am to Musicians Union of Ghana, and I'm sure, say, if you call Ministry of Tourism, Art and Culture, I'm sure to facilitate now too. So this, as for documentation, they send me more.
We do get it, but it has not changed the procedures. Still the same as compared to walk out to me. Yeah, walk you no obi to me be criminal say we be a big man. Be a say. They may have the same.
But Patrick, I'm sure that you're trying to be diplomatic here, like the diplomatic passport. Because this
passport
diplomatic passport. Saying diplomatic.
Meno mitiesa kode kasana. As also okokota intent no. It's intent na me deal with. Because utie kasano kayena a desperate call. Because any easy, and I know say it's because of this their last trip, because Michelle a couple of times and it wasn't easy. Ocean numbers are na abeguha, nka nyani easier because if you know him say or call for a legit reason or perform it,
Yeah, confirming whose name? Whose name? Okay, your business.
Oh, but when I Accra in Paris, Accra, and yet Sarkodie. In Paris, it's with in times like this, sometimes if you call for Ghana Fest, we'll call for Ghana meets BB, all those events, say and yet independent or no akasane pe.
By a business amount for you,
and
because minim say I buy edu to coin on the ticket of Ghana. I'm sure Abai will have to facilitate, and me sure say they will do that.
And you are right.
Yes,
you are right. It's Amika say it was a desperate call.
And some of my tears say yes. These are things you move business, and mu business I'm going this game to come. I know you people want. Is that not what it is?
But I think, sir, let's not also wait. This is subject to Sarkodie. Me manti me say I just be about tape near manti so ka say ye ni na ye hia. Or see we
He's not speaking for himself alone.
He was thinking about us.
I know to 4 years.
He was thinking about us because sometimes me say a business. But don't you also think say nipa no call in the name of government, maybe if I say MP, minister, say no so a service, a juma, yes so yeah the service.
Ghana. So can I say Ghana?
Abina smaro.
Yeah, I say Ghana.
We got Accra in Paris.
Ghana and Sumao.
Accra in Paris.
Yes, but still Ghana and Sumao.
Sir,
David, Ghana sont
into a hono where Okwa will project the language, the culture.
Which one project what? This is the excuse
I feel I'm going to be. I feel box, but I feel I'm going to be boxed. Is it? Me,
this is uncomfortable situation.
But the difficulty there is serious. It's just like any. I think say out of that, and or the cars. I mean, sure say or request this change any diplomatic passport, But maybe like a window. Say them kai embassies need be a try Thursday monkwa mumra oba pressure ni ho fast why yeah say ya ma opo na one fat through head na enye bad say one mre
okay I know for microphone and I'm bisa call you who ni say
well me appreciate Treg ne attempt to do PR for Sako de Treg na Michelle but Sako de unjimi za what bro here before ko kan France or from Enra kabro for sa onim de oka into yes what try me appreciate you for trying to do PR for him but won't all struggle here or struggle pa was misplaced call heavily misplaced and he knew what he was saying. I mean, I appreciate what Trey was trying to do, but Sarkodie knew exactly what he was saying. If Sarkodie and Kaposoka say, "Oh, omo ekoji visas now, omo go through some difficulty, just like anybody else," but because omo ye stars, omo ye celebrities, omo ye public figures, no, yengu mumomo, he could have said that. He's so brilliant to the point where if Sana Kopeso articulated, I could have easily articulated that. Say yen long queuing no any frustration e koso as stars no ye humbo obia na ye feel comfortable and mind you your passport you don't need to send black nana and I say angel passport dealings there wa
fact and cry nya de obetro Sako there
yeah but Michael Usu I remember one time na me ko US and me na me name Kwasi real name if you na aboni din Bibi. Oh, we share open and I didn't drive loss. Hey, wow. That time near coincide. That time near near coincide near to near Bonnie Dean, Nathaniel, something. Hey, Emmanuel Lamp, Emmanuel, I'm saying, so no bano. I say, wow. So they don't do Kwakese Sarkodie. No, they don't do that. I think Sarkodie was a little bit confused with the use of the word ambassador. Now, Kasa. Why my education? About the fact that Ghana passports and your contemporary, your service, and your diplomatic. What my education on what the diplomatic is all about? Diplomats, okay, diplomacy, international relations. Oh dear no. Sarkodie tili me Socrates wo contemporary service and so we juma buying institution be a service. Oh yes. What I say? Yes, once we the point is the confusion with the word ambassador no any. Ambassador is an accredited diplomat, just like you read, sent by a state as its permanent rep in a foreign country. And now but there's another definition. A representative or promoter of a specific or specified activity, or your ambassador for Alomo, or your ambassador for Tonga Tali. You get it? So there are different meanings of ambassador. And in his mind, he's saying, so, yes, so you're promoters of the Ghana brand. You're promoters of Ghana music. And my no, your ambassadorial way, no, and your merited diplomatic passport, a merited contemporary. So you never sound like pepe. What I say? Oh shit. No, but that's a fact. And merited. In Tibia now he was confused about the use of the word ambassador. Because we take us and say we two are ambassadors into or conflicted with the actual meaning of the other meaning of ambassador no, that is linked with the diplomatic passport. No. He felt say, oh yeah, so there as promoters of but me I think say we distract him with
cancer. Behave. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he said it in passing. The next call no should be said as celebs. As public figures, you figure out a way. I'm a man. I soften process. Now, we don't need to go and queue plenty. Like, give us some preferential treatment. That's it makes a sound. Then you made a very valid point. Unim.
But I think that's what he was trying to say.
Hey, right. You made a valid point, and you said it in passing. Say, "Be a baby, Nigerian koso." Unim over the period, no, because you need influential and effective groupings. Individuals make calls like this. Can you imagine if the union was respected? The likes of Sarkodie, Treg, and then they have usual meetings, and then this one is one of the subject matters. Oh yeah, sure, some music a table way to any of the embassy, foreign ministry. Nekwa some audience. It will. Individual call you can see you're talking. But then when you respect this grouping, now them who shame, now who contribute to its rise and its sustainability, this call should be made through these groupings. Who commit now to no jam executives, then they take it away. So it's a lesson for the likes of Sako, the Stoneboy, Treg. So groupings now. Because it's better for the grouping to take the course than individuals are wasting per se. Make I tama honorable awa share okay. So I meeting a Mark Frey you share art no. Next I take
what I'm saying.
You remember who can you see? Bia had the problem. Because we were not a unified force with a certain cause and a certain purpose. Big lesson for us.
Circuit for microphone and mean to you. Nyasako de can Senator.
Kwasi, I think sir, we all agree say Sarkodie has made a call. But first, from his points, quote unquote, ignorant points, quote unquote, he's called for a diplomatic passport. He are defining who a diplomat is. And we've all agreed, say he's not a diplomat. And, that means that call, no, and you're right. But he's calling for something. Is that call wrong? I'll sit here and say no. That call is not wrong. Because I have made that proposal before, and I was schooled that no, it's not diplomatic. You can't get it. And this was even when we are
Sankani now, Chim.
Nyasa akɔdeɛ ɛka no ɛnyɛ biribi a ɛntɔkwan mu ɛtɔkwan mu na emu adeko a ɔsrɛ sɛ nka yɛmfa mmɔɔmo no saa adeɛ no na ebi a ɛnyɛ ɛno na ɔmo hia ne me kɔso maka sɛ masrɛ bi da sɛ me experience kakra a menyaayɛ no
for entertainers and I say
yes, entertainers.
Okay, people
even
in the showbiz industry.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've made that call. I push. Senka even one of the promises Sanka if MPP manifesto, I push for it. That's the creative a certain level of artists. Here diplomatic passport. And I said no. They said no. That is not it. What do they need? Service passport. What am I saying? Kwasi? Service passport. Now, if you go to certain African countries, even West Africa, there are A-list artists, filmmakers are holding service passports. The mom, you get to a certain level. In Ghana, Obiti say Yura Kwanza should carry a service passport per his status. When I say A-lister, you should know not just anybody. So service passport. Even there are sports personalities per their category, their level. Let's say somebody like Asamoah. You remember Yagola Echo Airport some time ago, Emiyeko Jojo Onubi. News. If he was carrying a service passport per his status, at least a man knows some leverage. Intermediate, I think is a right call, but maybe calling for diplomatic passports, is because of the ignorance where I was also. Nim Krampo say there is something in between a service passport. But if you travel with a service passport, you get the same privilege somehow as a diplomatic passport. You get some level. The service passport, Ghana service passport, countries be to say even Germany, visa. There are certain countries visa. Visa free. Yes. And I think I support it, and like I know there can appeal through the right channel because they deserve it. Anytime they travel, show mukobo ye. Sikebi benyano. I think that they will not come to Ghana with less than $2,000 even dollars. They will bring dollar home and spend. In media, I wish I push for it and I support it. They should make the right call.
Sika bet I'm sure say a German say US.
Oh, okay, delete no.
It means if you want.
Delete no.
Okay, me that's.
But at least they are ambassadors, they are selling the country, and these are people who go and come. Bia omunyobi anyway, my friends here.
Tilly.
I think so, but I also read a bit about diplomatic passports, and I'm not sure who can't have a diplomatic passport. A lot of criteria by I know too. So what's our criteria? Anyway, you can't have one of them criminal records. So if you are saying diplomatic for artists who propagate, are we saying none of them have the criminal records, or was he speaking for just himself or the holistic team as saying artists? Also, high-profile people with questionable reputation. If you point out as a international security agencies, those kind of things, there are a lot of things.
People in the showbiz, woman.
Oh yeah.
They can't have diplomatic passports.
Yeah, the people like who?
People in the showbiz.
Yeah, and I'm saying that the people that can't have, one, they have criminal records.
And your mom went to me, no, and for.
And I'm
just saying, I am to four,
just and to four more criminal records.
There be no.
No. And there is a part where it says high prominent people can get it. And you have to apply for it, and then if you're a highly prominent person, so my question is Sako there can you not be categorized as that kind of person? Can he not? Can he not be categorized as he can? So it means the core is not that bad completely.
It's not bad.
It's not
bad.
It's not a bad call.
But don't personalize it. Don't personalize it. Tilly personalize it, idea no. Sako dear Kasamanium to for people in the showbiz industry. And when you say so Sako dear, I'm saying you are personalizing
it.
I want to know kind but
and I make us say in speaking for the general no. There are also reasons why some of them cannot get, even if you're Kase.
I know they say a normal before at least you be and it's just like even applying for visas. You go, but individually you will be assessed.
But there are people, a man for crab you hire mom diplomatic passport. My committed crimes, you withdraw.
Okay, so now my thing is, maybe this story, and I was thinking, well, maybe not, but I was thinking, say, instead of him fighting for a diplomatic passport, I was thinking, like, now for Nigeria, for the way they travel with their private jets going. My question then is, no, I know. I'm saying that if it's just about comfort, if it's all about comfort, I would think you would rather want to strive hard and then get the, because I don't get it.
You may have a private jet, but without that privilege of having easy access, no.
Okay, I get that now. Now my question is, say, the basic is you are performing a duty for the government. Is the musician,
not the government,
as in the states?
They are not performing for the states.
Oh no, the definition you just gave, as in. So why on the person is saying, the person is saying, if the stars are saying that they need something like that, first of all, is the business personal to them more than it is to the states?
In this case, it's not.
I don't think Sarkodie wants a diplomatic passport for just this particular issue. He's talking about in general.
But in most cases, they're representing the country.
And that is where the problem is. There are a lot of people who are more representing country, in different ways. So if we are opening the floodgates for Sarkodie, it means people that popular online creatives. One more with the Maya now.
Nah,
I said I don't want to say, before,
Oh, no, but feel free and say what you want to say.
I should feel free.
I said, breba and Timmy, wow.
Okay, then let's move in that direction then.
Okay.
First of all, what qualifies one to have a diplomatic passport? Kenya, yes, or you're highly prominent, but on whose behalf? And as a beneficiary of the traveling it goes to who small. Ekosa akwadia ho more. O de pachamiwe. Ekosa akwadia ho more. On the other hand, if Sarkodie is saying that they need this kind of relief, and as he says, intent they are right, because I mean, Sarkodie and me, if you go to the airport, there's one that probably can cause a stampede. And such a person might need say, oh, okay, at least on call through this hassle and bustle. Maybe me on a regular day, if I go there, it won't cause any stampede. So then it's understandable
Tilly,
to say that he.
Me that's it. Mamima Councillor Embrem na yempon because Ebre no asun. Councillor.
Bra.
Yeah.
Thank you for the opportunity. Say ne inkrofo be the omunim esua say Ghana a minor your team no your passport miensa. Na passport miensa any HH mu no. The contemporary one move regular 10 years regular if regular. The area in 10 years flight is here. And you one obi here be. And you want the service passport here because you are doing a duty on behalf of government for some time. So it has a quicker expiring than your 10 years. And the amount project be a year, I bet take it 3 months. I don't want service passport for 3 months. And usually you know say you mama buy visa acquisition in your money, government facilitating. Actually so or guarantee for what say trick the best bia the mijinema maninti the we here one ho any fingerprint and the 3 na yan kwasa hassle and tassel the mu bebre go fingerprint an kwa the economy and last one diplomatic ni there yet way na nyame ma appointment say ambassador secretary abre MPP ni amman ambassador straight na yidi no nyina ne nkwala ne nyina no omo koniti ye de be mo age sa kodi ade obisa no o wa dwimpo bia ope se ye gigi won so se na dede ni ewo won ho no a enye adebone ese wo hu se sa kodi gina wia so e wa American embassy line mu enda form hodie eni sa kodi ade bia mu ho na ebi opese obisa se ekwanya be na ebenya se na be ya en amafo etie won no ye be ye fi sa enkwasum mu that slavery standing on sand because etoribia utmi remember no sack na so dina mo ka wo passport no nya sack etoribia say o sanka che kwa lot yourself I am sack what here you are Councillor Lutot from where when we Google can we find you my be googling oh you na dwin the obisa no enye diplomatic how they are correcting because in go trade criteria or see enye nepa ye pon ba miskankan o nim say passport ye mensa o Ghana enepa no obisa on the table of men and the microphone nim and the obisa no when bisa the obisa obisa a service passport na Accra in Paris enye Ghana His Excellency the President in Paris, Ghana. The Minister of Finance in Paris, Ghana. Sarkodia in Paris, Ghana, EIB. What must say? EIB project. So what must say? Entina say, oh, corner project in Paris, P3, America. Say, Brad, seven P3 me boy. Last year, you didn't cross for a cobonium Ajiji Ghana so. Artist akesi kuku dam sa ya choma ya flyer a flyer in America embassy na movie saro brand etiwe ya train artist ya did America sa artist number bra omo for mami hona sa ko dey ya wo kanu say what for Ghana to hu so akọ America go to you mama Ghana na American by the small boy TKG do what you do say no holy sakodi pin sa ban hwe say ye kwakọ tunyumi hwe say sika ne kwagio edin ne kwagio tayachi senye passport simple sa document na di man to be bra me kan to say yet me ma ban document the people don't look at it me can look at they give on my document na dia ban kura I'm telling you, they don't mind what you have brought. It to say a lack. obi wo ye di wiasim docket ye bisa kra bisa weighing card bisa na obu fu me ho hini bi pa de ye no hini mo obso ni ntuma Ghana hini mo ni ye hwe document mu saa kwa ni we you say second one by one hwe ni bibia mu kra say I'm giving you bind call so sack kwa dia call no clarion call obra wa fam the whole sack nation intimate ase but enye diplomatic no hwehwe onya service enti aban hwe say service no be boa na one expiring because it told me so ye man na kwa political enti MPP ma wo pe na aka NDC ba ni a grand ni nyina sisa na mes no so yes let's fight for a way that we will be treated because you're the same me come yaw but yet kromo ha Friday no Thursday Friday no pa ebony na me fa the crazy owu ye no everybody show in this country change if you can remember that story obia sisa ni program lineup so ye ko so no pa nyina ye sisa ni nyina ye na ebony so no matter what we are today if today ye nya pe all die no be die. Some of us when we die, some flags will go half mile. So yen treating yen special. Yes, but any mommy bisa bra me chatway police Ghana police service. Minister said deputy IGP no say one. Obisa one day say who is a celebrity? Sasem no can sasem no. Who can sasem no?
DCOP Kofi Boachi.
Obisa say one is celebrity. And yen boy ya so I'm a celebrity. I'm traumatic. I'm celebrity. I'm counselor. I'm celebrity. You see who is a celebrity? Yeah, mwangasa yembu
Counselor.
So counselor, me de kontosra bisa say saki here, Tracy here, ne mbani here, no beni you too much ko give us mo.
Me dan say. Check. You had to be chat to as Obi and my best try or had him say that's it. I really appreciate you.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the show. I think listening from home different from being here. You did be meet you but being here is all fun and nice. Monsieur and Yama be brave, so
nice.
That's one thing I'll take home. Like Monsieur and Yama be brave, and I think say a tycoon say without even having to go and pay money to go and learn some of these things. Me that's a point to say we invite me. We mobile still me buy.
I mean the notice came on a very short time. But
yes.
Really
because
honest.
I really enjoy all the guys and I want to take this opportunity to also commend Arnold. Music in Africa say unimpa. Even though person will call festivals which says Soti di Buzara or Tanzania, you need to be a member on Music in Africa. I'm a member on the portal. One of the platforms are Aboagye African musicians, especially Omoye authentic African music. No, it has been very helpful. So Arnold, good one on that one. Last year, so so good one. Moving on, all the listeners, if I be releasing my album, that probably might be the final album,
right?
And then I move on to other things. But then
that'll be the final album. I said
the final recorded project.
Okay.
Yeah, but then I'll be doing my performances and stuff, but as in recording, and then so I can focus on other things. But then I want to say the industry has been amazing. It's been good. It's been good, and the likes of yourself, Arnold, Counselor Obia Kahubina, Tilly, Obia Kahubina, perfect. Inti me das it. One last thing.
Okay.
Don't follow me on my social media handles. Official Trigmatic. Counselor, shaking ginger honey chips. Thank you, Matom. You know, Otomame. But mo follow me official Trigmatic. Ewo baby ana me release EP and sana album no EP no recorded in South Africa. Into check out for that one too. Thank you so much.
Well, so that's a new one here. It's not a new one actually. That's one of the songs. Hey, why is my team not playing? Okay. Lottie, Mpacho, Salamat Zaman Control say drinks ni pie na the buy ni so. So and so Pana members.
Baby.
What's it next time? My numbers no.
Fire, baby.
To us so. Yeah, they said that the man cap fan. Cap fam yeah da say papa cap fam na so I say home appliances for nyina fie no. TV, fridge, any day now baby. When I need your love, baby. Kwasi, Aboagye, Medina no. Without you couldn't have been a success.
Bye, baby. So far.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend. One Tim can make call.